Dun, dun,
Now we're not.
dun.
Now we're not muted anymore.
Nick went live
Dun,
like
dun,
a minute
dun.
ago.
Yeah, I just went live. I was waiting for Lissa to join before I went live.
Dun, dun, dun.
I mean, you could have went live before, show everyone all the chaos that happens in the background before a session.
Oh
Yeah,
my
but I
god, the
didn't.
crying toaster.
I was working on stuff, and I didn't even get the sea cucumber story.
I don't know if it's PG enough for a stream.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think it's PG at all. More PG-13.
Crying toaster. You're just getting more and more cursed things from me for your background.
You forgot about the crying
You
toaster.
do the curse toaster.
The crying toaster, the Pikachu that desperately needs help.
Dude, we tried to help it.
Blame Kyle. He's the one who made it.
The meme? Yeah.
Okay, I need to fix this because,
I'm hearing
There.
myself echo. Yeah.
yeah, no, I think that was my end. I turned on the stream in the background.
I was wondering why. I was like, I hear myself like about 5 seconds in delay.
Yeah, no, it was causing a right. I need to turn up the volume moment.
Ah, classic.
It's one of my favorite moments ever in gaming.
It was the best.
Mine and
This is
bombfish.
why I am bad at computers, guys.
That and her bombfish moment are up there.
Yep.
Yeah, that one was special.
Yep,
Anyway.
I have it all moments though. All right, well, Chris, do you want to give a summation of what happened last time? Since it's been 2 months since we.
I'll give a summation of the campaign so far so everybody knows what we're doing.
Ah, okay,
Yeah, it's been
fix it.
2 months. Wait, Jamie, are you okay? Are you good?
yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
I'll switch it over to the other screen then.
I was just having temporary difficulties.
Oh shoot, I need to move Lissa's character off the screen. She joined late. I forgot.
Anyways, are we doing the Jamie jumping thing still?
Oh yeah. Wait, it's like
Mm.
well we have to do like me falling.
I thought we're
Trip.
tripped.
Yeah, you have to do sport
Yeah,
trip,
into a puddle.
and then Jamie at least allowed me to throw her if I can.
Yeah, but we're mid combat, so that stuff will occur when we get to your turns.
Yep.
Anyways,
Summation.
to summarize the campaign so far, as I hear myself echo through Jamie. Jamie, if you go to Discord. Can you hit that?
Oh,
Oh,
some
that's
people
tough.
rolled.
Jamie's noise suppression sucks.
It's the echoey sound of God.
I mean,
It's the reason why I can't have nice things, guys.
I mean, technically speaking, Chris is God in this D&D session, so.
Anyways, you guys have come to the town of Baldur's Gate, after being joining the refugee train from a town that I'm forgetting the name of. I think it's Etrol.
Ventriel?
Etrol.
A troll.
After
What was that?
Yeah. After its giant orb in the sky called a guardian seemingly just detonated and sucked the city away, and all of a sudden cultists just come falling out of the woodworks. You've come to Baldur's Gate as guards for a refugee caravan and ended up getting locked inside the city during its initial attempts to keep the riffraff out. Being hardy adventurers, you have been instructed by the captain of the guard, or acting captain of the guard, to help with the cultist situation in the city as they are distracted trying to keep the refugees out. You guys are now inside of the cultist headquarters, fighting your way through a sewer cave, horribly lost, somewhat wounded. You've killed one NPC and gained another in a short period of time, and are currently trapped in mortal combat against a bunch of cultists. Yeah, that's where we are.
Cool. We're gonna die.
Yeah, currently it's Orange just used an ability, casts a spell.
That's
Oh.
not what I meant to do.
All of a
I
sudden,
see a long laundry list of words.
I'm
A
sorry.
laundry list of words.
It is literally a laundry list of words.
It's my notes. I clicked the wrong button.
Anyways, it's the cultist's turn, and their order seems to be dominating the chart. So the first one,
We're not
can
even
hit-
on this chart.
You're at the bottom.
Bottom?
Are we?
We're
You
not
scroll
on the
down.
map.
Oh, you're not even on the map. That's true. I took you off the map just so you guys can mess around within the 2 months.
Why? We would never.
Where am I? Oh, there I am. There I is.
You're in water.
There is you.
I believe Borg is currently defending the NPC, also trying to get into the fight at any time. Plink is at the front of the party. Zaris is attempting to fight from the side, and Orin is somewhere between casting spells, keeping the party going. Anyways, now that we're significantly caught up, let's continue our combat. The Fist of Bane in front of Plink is going to attack. Plink. 20. I'm going to imagine a 9 does not hit Plink at all.
No. Nope.
No.
Nope. No.
No. Alright. Fist of Bane 3 is stuck behind 2 of his comrades. Fist of Bane 2 also stuck in the back. Same with 4 and 5. So it is Plink's turn.
I am going to boop.
Okay.
Yeah, that is my best attack so far, unfortunately.
Boop.
Plink fails to boop.
Nope, boop.
Oh no, boop.
No boop.
Nope,
No
boop.
indeed. Borg, you're up.
Oh, yeah. Okay. What do I roll? It's been so long.
Borg, I guess, loses his turn as he trips on the stairs.
Oh, yeah, that's true. -1.
Face person.
I trip. Ah! Bleh. Who put the
Borg is
stupid
unable
puddle?
to. Borg is unable to deal with the change of height in the caverns, as his 7-foot tall satyr is basically attempting to get out of the water onto a staircase. Zaris, I believe you are in striking distance of Fist of Bane 6. Which I don't think
Yeah.
you guys can
I
see.
guess I'll.
Nick, where'd the map go?
Oh.
Sorry, I'm trying to fix it a little bit. There we go.
Where's my butcher knife?
You threw it.
There it is.
12 would fail to hit.
Damn. Then
Yeah.
I.
Bonus action attack.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Does the bonus action give me 1 punch or 2 punches?
It gives you, I think, the amount of. It's on one of your charts.
Oh wait, no, don't I need to succeed in a hit to do that,
No,
or am I
no.
wrong?
No. That's if you're using a specific multi-attack roll. I can't remember where. But if you're able to make multiple attacks, you can make multiple attacks. I think there's a rule somewhere else that's requires you to make consecutive hits in order to keep a chain going, but I don't think it's even legal rules. So yeah, you can you should be able to make a hand-to-hand attack.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one unarmed, so I'll try and punch him in the face. With also the same benefits. Okay then.
Yes, you would fail to hit. We're back up to Orin.
Sup.
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 What does utility caster do?
Yeesh, mockery. Yeesh. Let's see if I can remember how the fudge I roll. Will
You
this
could make
roll?
them all
Yeah.
laugh.
Not that again.
Hideous laughter.
Boots. See, it's against your wisdom, if I remember right.
Oh.
One. I assume this is against the guy up front.
Yeah. Front guy. Fronty guy.
Fronty guy.
Oh,
Fronty guy.
I rolled 19s on both my irregular
Oh my
and
god.
bad. Okay.
Ooh. Ouch.
Jamie's about to die.
A bit, actually, possibly. That is a distinct possibility, guys.
I'm giving a
Oh, there's Lissa. I was like,
Dis-
why cannot see Lissa? And I just moved camera bog and it's like, oh, Lissa was hiding in darkness.
Yeah, I'm
Jamie, do
Wait.
you currently have a dot of inspiration?
I do not.
You can mark inspiration on your character sheet.
Yeah.
I do believe. I do believe I used that marker, but I do not have it.
Cool. If you don't have it, then I'm giving you a dot of inspiration.
What?
I got a dot of inspiration. Oh, that looks pretty.
Yeah. Just have you never fell off?
I do have temporary hit points.
Yeah,
That's
Plink
good.
basically has 33 HP standing up front.
Yeah, I do have temporary hit points. It should be on the bar. Yes, I have 3 temporary hit points.
Janine, I don't think you can do anything after you use action, bonus action. Anything else?
Yeah, I
you can
did
do?
action, bonus action. There's
Oh.
nothing else for me to do unless I, like, I don't know, moved.
Alright, so we're gonna go back to the Fist of Bane. Against the Plink.
God dang it.
Oh. Oh no.
You're gonna die.
Chris,
Oh no.
stop. We just came back. Don't kill Jamie within the first battle.
Oh.
Oh.
do I need a
No.
force feed a
Is
healing
Jamie
potion?
down?
Actually, possibly.
Jamie. Chris, why would you kill your wife?
I don't know. What do you want from me?
That's so.
Oh, Frank might be dead.
How dead?
Oh, why?
Wow. Plink's probably dead, guys.
Plink
How
has,
dead?
18 point. Oh, Plink's not dead.
Oh,
Plink has
good.
18 points of damage though.
I thought it was like ×3 though.
What are you playing?
What?
Fire Emblem?
Wait, why
Crits.
would it have been ×3?
Crit.
A critical only does.
The crit doubles damage.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, I'm thinking of a feat.
I think I'm playing Pathfinder rolls and just rolling twice double for damage.
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
You want to double
Let's
check
see.
that?
So those first take off the 3 temporary hit points.
Yep.
So that takes 15 points. I'm at half health, guys.
Sad thing is, regardless of that technical roll, Plink still has the same HP point.
Wait, Plink, are you still standing or you're half?
I'm at half health.
Okay.
So technically they're half dead.
Yes, Plink is only
But still standing. Okay.
But
I
still
thought Plink was
standing.
going down.
I thought I was going down because that's like, oh, no, ×2 damage each. Yeah, bad.
Down,
Yeah.
down, down.
Ding down.
Tank down! Tank down!
If the d20 roll for an attack is a 20, the attack hits regardless of any modifiers for the target's AC. In addition, the attack is a critical hit. What does crit do? When you score a critical hit, you get to roll extra dice for the attack's damage against the target. Roll all of the attack's damage dice twice and add them together. Then add any relative modifiers as normal. Okay. So Plink takes 15 damage.
15 damage?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm at 18.
And
Because that.
that's going to be the ruling we go forward with, by the way.
Okay, I wasn't paying attention, so you're gonna have to read tell that to me again later.
Okay, and I need to fix that to 0.
Basically, critical damage, you get to roll your damage dice a second time.
Mhm.
Which means if you have like a 2d6 weapon, you get to roll basically 4d6 on a crit and then add relative modifiers,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
Okay.
So it doesn't double damage. It just doubles your dice for damage roll.
Mhm.
Okay. That's actually a little kinder
Mm,
in both ways.
Yes and no. You could roll a bunch of ones and still end up screwed, or you could roll cap on every dice and kill everybody.
Mm-hmm. Like just what happened.
Plink, you're up.
Key.
Kikwi.
I'm let's see. I have 3 proficiency. Nope, 2? 3 proficiency. Nope, I have 2, so I used them all up. So I can just do a stacky. I'm gonna try to attack.
Oh, does it have no number? Oh, there's a number.
Nope.
Plink does not hit.
I have bad luck.
I think we've
Or-
all had bad luck.
But
Except
Blink will stay up front because she is doing her best to at least act as a buffer.
we've all had bad luck except for Chris, who can't roll below a 15 or things.
Chris shouldn't be allowed to roll anymore.
Should Chris just never
Chris
be?
shouldn't be the GM. He rolls too high.
I think we should have Jamie as GM.
I can't at the moment. I am usually half brain dead.
That's what makes it fun, Jamie. Half brain dead GM makes it chaotic.
Jamie, was there anything else you could do?
There's not really a lot I can do because I can't use the one thing because I've used it twice without taking a long rest. That much I do know. For the temporary hit points. I have no other bonus action items that I am aware of that I can take because defensive field has been used up. I do have advantage on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saving throws against magic, but that doesn't do me any good here. Or
You had inspiration.
I do have inspiration.
You do. Please use your
Oh!
inspiration.
Yeah. I
Please
use
use it. It is
How do I
very
use the
beneficial.
inspiration?
Janice, it's still a D4.
It is. Why is it collapsed? So we're at. What level
What
are
are
we
we?
at?
Third
We're
level? I think
Level
it
three.
should
So
be
it's a
D4.
D4. It's still D4 of inspiration. But it has different effects.
Did you have to determine the effect first?
Additional. So it's based off of if it's an ability check, an attack roll, or a saving throw.
Okay.
It would be an attack roll.
Okay. Immediately after the creature rolls the bardic inspiration die to add it to the attack roll against the target, the moat thunderously shatters. The target and each creature of your choice that you can see within 5 feet of it must succeed a Constitution saving throw against my spell save DC, or take thunder damage equal to the number rolled on the Bardic Inspiration die.
Oof.
That's
Whoa.
neat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have beautiful, beautiful inspiration.
So I'm
Yay.
gonna use that and use a D4.
Yeah.
It's a 3.
That brings me to 16.
That is unfortunately not a hit.
I try.
Alright.
I am not good at rolling.
Neither am I, 'cause
Or-
I'm in last with the lowest roll.
What's up?
Am I
It
supposed-
doesn't say that, like, the Bardic Inspiration, that your attack has to hit in order for its effects to go off.
True, I guess it would still, burst and do the effect, yeah. As long as it gets used, I think it's justified as just the effect going off.
Right?
Okay.
So the guy, so
Yeah, I'll roll
the guy that
the
get
creature for the
that
guy.
like dodged, and then the guy behind him.
Oh god.
Oh my god!
Oh,
Oh!
That's
Oh!
polarizing.
well then.
Well,
That's
Chris, you got
beautiful.
you got less than 15, that's for sure.
Okay, so the second guy does take the damage.
That is
Oh my
beautiful.
God, that was beautiful. That was just.
Nat 1 and immediately after a nat 20.
Oh my god.
Nat 20 on his advantage die.
Bane boy.
Twice.
Fists of Bane are annoying because of their special ability. Especially against Orin, who's really having to fight against that.
I'm sorry.
You get advantage on all ability checks and saving throws just during combat, which is not helping Orin.
No.
Borg,
Because I literally built my character so that I wouldn't have to do too many die rolls.
No, you don't.
Borg, can you help at all?
We are gonna die, guys.
Can Borg
Okay,
technically help out?
can I come from this square to
Yeah,
battle
yeah,
this
you
guy?
can attack that diagonal. Yes.
The question is, can Orin protect a civilian?
It doesn't
He'll be
matter.
fine.
There's 3 people in front of the civilian at this point.
That's
Yeah.
true.
The civilian is in a spot where they are of least danger. Us, on the other hand, are getting our butts kicked.
Yep, yep, yep.
Yeah.
If you go down, if the wall's broken, it's assumably you're all dead or knocked out, and she's gonna die.
Yeah, so I guess Borg after slipping, fills with some rage. Not actual rage, but he gets a little angry and he wants to kill somebody because he wants to get
Okay.
angry at a mad puddle. Puddle, stupid puddle. So walks past Orin and sees, what are these things? They look like monkeys.
The humanoids.
Humanoid
Gross.
monkeys? I'll
I
say
think
so.
they're technically half elves.
Oh, cool. Half humanoid elf monkeys. Got it. And then Borg sees the first enemy in front of Plink, ignoring that Plink is currently bleeding. And
Borg.
yeah, but not as much as Plink, I would assume, because Plink just got massive damage. Does a great axe.
Yeah, that would hit.
19. And what do I get? A 3.
So 7 damage. All right, Cyrus.
Camera Borg is within the enemy's troops, guys.
Traitor.
Camera Borg final boss.
Borg's ultimate boss.
Dun dun dun.
Lissa, what you got?
So I don't remember, but I have a question. So for my claw tattoo, Is that always on me, or do I have to tune it at the start of every new battle?
If
Oh.
you've attuned for up until you drop the attunement.
You don't have to do
Okay.
anything for it. It's pretty much once you've attuned to it, it's there.
Yeah.
Perfect. I forgot about that.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could choose to
Okay,
turn it
well.
off if you want to do another item.
Oh no, I
You
like
can
it.
attune to
I
like
like it.
3 items.
I think it depends.
I think there's
I
a
feel like it
modifier that I can't remember.
There's a tinker,
Yeah.
thing.
my class can do a thing.
Mm.
Same with wizards.
Okay.
Artificer.
Well,
Anyways.
I'm gonna, I guess, just hit him with a butcher knife again.
Okay.
Don't do anything. Oh,
You do thing.
Ooh!
That's a
Ooh!
I
crit.
do things.
You do
I
big things.
crit.
Look at that.
The butcher knife has been forgiven for now.
See,
I
see,
don't
the
think
butcher
I'm
knife
doing
can
does
attack,
thing.
The
but
butcher
not.
knife just needed 2 months off.
Yeah, isn't the butcher knife the one that isn't having a Zars is not having an existential crisis with?
Yeah,
Zara's
I'm not using my hand axe. That's the one that's in timeout
right.
right now.
Right.
Cesaris does 7 damage and finally drops the guy.
Woo!
1 down. 4 to go.
We got this. Now we're gonna die, but yeah.
We got this. We're gonna die, but we got this.
Eee!
I think I'm out of range now to hit someone in the face. So I think that's all I can do.
I guess so.
So we got a dead body right in front of us. Cool. Can we play with it?
I mean, he falls over and doesn't really block the path.
Can I throw the dead body?
Why don't you just step on?
Why? Let's get to your turn first.
Wait and see if the dead body's still there.
Yep.
All right, so Zaris can't do things.
Yeah, I think I'm done because I
Okay.
can't. I'm not in range to hit anyone with
All right,
a
Orin.
fist. A fist of fury.
Yeast.
Yeast.
So, if I cast a spell, am I allowed to have it center here?
Yes.
Is that within my eyesight?
It should be. Can you see it personally as Orin?
I mean, it's
Yeah, I mean,
right.
that's fine.
Cool. We're doing Nather's mischief.
Oh, not this again.
That means.
Oh. Oh.
It's a 20-foot cube, so if I center it from there, it should only fill up the room.
No, not camera Borg.
Do I still have that square on the map? I don't think I do.
It says a 20-foot cube.
10 by 10 by 10? No.
I think we've had this
So-
discussion before. If that,
So
if
that's 20,
considered
right?
baby
But it
surgery,
centers.
Yeah.
Since it centers, it would
Yeah,
be
it's-
10 to each side of the point that it centers.
Yeah, it's a 10-foot radii.
So basically,
Radii.
Flink will see a giant fire through the door right in front of Flink.
Depending on whatever the
I might be laughing again. You never know.
right.
Make the roll on the table.
For drops of molasses appear and hover in the cube, turning it into difficult terrain until the start of my next turn.
Yeah, and then you keep
molasses.
re-rolling every turn of to see what it does.
Yep,
Ew, molasses. Ew.
I'm just putting that down. I haven't figured out yet how to add charts onto my thing. That's why it's not in there.
Yeah, same to me. I just
For
have
a lot
it
of
like
pain,
listed.
effort, and pain.
Right.
Anyways,
So-
I guess I'm making a crap ton of saves. Was it Constitution?
Da-da-da-da-da.
Oh, I guess I don't need to roll against this one because it
Yeah, it's just difficult
doesn't
terrain, so it makes it
do
hard for them to move. I think it
Okay.
just makes
It
them
halves
slower at
their
moving, right?
movement speed
Yeah.
is what normally difficult terrain is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My game is being weird.
I thought Jamie's
I
have
didn't
technical
touch
problems.
it.
I thought Jamie usually
What?
has I thought Jamie usually has technical problems.
I gotta refresh.
Oh yeah, no, I'm always crashing the computer at work.
Oh my god.
Well, it's trying to pan, and do not have pan selected, so I'm not really sure what's going on. Okay, there we go.
There's always got to be technical difficulties during a D&D game.
Okay.
Never run smoothly.
Nope.
They're all going to attempt to push forward, even though it's difficult terrain. They can easily get up to Plink to smack Plink.
Smack? Ooh,
Smack.
smack.
Goodbye,
Oh.
Plink.
No, my dead body.
I do not hit Plink. Number 2 still is 4, 5, and it's Plink's go.
Woot! Okay, can I do a thing, guys?
Yes, you
Yes.
can do a thing, even though you haven't specified what thing.
Let's see how these guys are. Ooh. Ooh.
Jamie, they've been lined up like this the entire time.
I know. I'm deciding to be evil.
Oh
A
no.
laser beam?
She's gonna fire her laser.
Better than a laser beam.
Better.
She's going Super Saiyan.
Why do I sit? I
Gonna
should
do
have
a
only.
Kamehameha.
Oh. The heck?
What
A
is
stream of acid
this?
emanates from you in a line?
30 feet long, 5 feet wide. In instruction I
Ooh.
choose. They must succeed on dexterity throws or be covered in acid for the spell's duration, or until the creature uses the action to scrape or wash off the acid of itself and another creature. It's not the most useful per se in this case because we are currently in water, so they could technically wash
Not
off
in
the.
water.
We're not?
No,
it's
the
down.
staircase that board came up what's out of the water.
That's
Puts you
where
guys
I
out of the water.
slipped and bunked my head.
Ah.
And now he's he's in wet with rage. Well, wet
What?
with anger.
What?
But yeah, each of their turn they take
2d4.
2d6
acid.
This is
each
2d4.
time, and I can hold it up to a minute.
First one's fine. Second one's fine. Third one's fine.
Yes!
I can't do anything, guys.
Fourth one's fine.
Oh.
I've told you countless times that these guys have advantages on these saving throws.
Chris
I
sounded
know,
like
but
his
I
That doesn't
soul
mean
was
you
slowly
can
leaving him.
roll super well.
That's one of my.
That's the advantage of advantage, unfortunately.
That's advantage advantage.
I got 2 spells left, guys.
Advantage advantage. Screw your advantages.
Airport, screw the advantages.
On
Then.
the bright side, guys, I make a really good meat shield.
Yes, that's almost dead. All
Or-
right. Well, sees another monkey man. Come to great exit. Ah, yes. Beautiful.
Bard would miss.
Ah. Too much water in my eyes.
Unfortunately.
Can't see.
Sarus.
I'm
Butcher knight.
gonna hit the guy in front of me with my butcher knife.
Kick him in the crotch. Slice his balls.
Failed to hit.
Does that hit?
No, it does not.
No.
Borg is
Damn
being
it.
violent.
Borg is angry.
Okay, Where's my stuff?
Okay, Borg had to slip on the
Where's the
stairs.
script?
Where's your script?
Yeah. I'm gonna do a key point. Do Fury of Blows.
Cool.
Does
That
Yeah, you're gonna hit.
16 plus
Zerus!
my Eldritch Claw, so that'd be a 17. Does that hit?
Yes.
Go, Zerus, go.
Kill
Chris?
him.
Yes. You hit.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. I think you cut out.
I don't know.
So-
Maybe someone spoke over me.
Sorry.
So that's the one strike with damage since I hit. Oh, and my connection just went bad.
Cool, we get to be
Oh.
here for another 5. Oh, never mind.
Oh. So there's also a +1 to damage, so that'd be 5 damage, and then a 14 doesn't hit, so that's all there is.
Okay. Okay. Oren, re-roll the thingy.
Thing.
That's a 3.
3.
3. 3 is each creature in the cube must succeed a wisdom saving throw or begin giggling until the start of my next turn. A giggling
Yeah.
creature is incapacitated and uses all of its movement.
Ooh, the
to
first one
move in a
fails.
direction.
Second one's fine. And the third one fails. And the fourth one's outside your cube. Ah.
This is
I mean, should I make sure that they're in my cube? I figured I was gonna give them like
Can you move
space.
your cube?
I can move my cube up to 10 feet.
Yep.
Per turn.
I mean, if you want to put it inside of, I can roll.
None of you guys are planning on going into their space,
Borg has-
so I.
Borg has
Okay, it's fine.
PTSD. All right.
He
He sees them giggling.
and
He's like,
starts-
no.
Like, nah.
All
not
right.
having any of that.
I'm gonna go in the other room if this is gonna happen.
Yeah, he like slowly backs away in a step.
Oh, so that's why that alarm didn't go off. It was for the PM.
Oh no. I hit
Oops.
Plink again.
Oh dear.
I swear, I'm gonna have to grab Plink and throw Plink behind me at this point.
Why?
To like.
That actually
take
will
some healing
damage Plink though.
potions.
Plink takes 9 damage.
Okay. I'm at 9
Yes.
health, guys. I'm in danger.
Do you have
Do you have
healing
health
potions on you?
She
I'm-
has a healing spell.
Oh yeah. Kinda.
Do you have healing potions on you?
No.
How
Yes.
do you? Oh,
I
God.
never got them.
I
Have
guess
the
we just
healing potion
ignored
everybody else
Jamie
has.
to get stuff.
I thought we all got like 3 at one point.
I did
I
tell
have
Jamie to add it to her sheet a long time ago, but I don't think we ever did that.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, we got 3
Well,
potions of healing. All right.
I
Okay.
have healing potions, so if you you just need a shout and Zars can toss one to you.
At this point, it just Plink is giving up and just gonna chug healing potions to just be a wall at this point.
Does your healing spell do
I'm
more?
just imagining Plink is like one of those despaired alcoholics, except alcohol is it's just a potion. You just keep Plink depressed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I'm
sounds
just
so
sipping
bad.
tea while I'm taking a beating. What are you talking about?
Plink, it's your move anyways.
My turn?
Yeah.
Healing potion. Yeah, healing potion. I need to figure out how to use healing potion, actually.
Yeah, how to use healing potions.
I just realized I've never used a healing potion before, guys.
I only used one.
I
Use
use
it as
them
an
so
action and roll
rarely.
the. Again, I think your spell will do more healing, but
True, but I have a very limited amount of spells. I have 3, that's it.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'd use a healing potion rather than a healing
it's
spell.
a 2d4 plus 2.
2d4 plus 2.
Yeah.
He's gonna roll a
Self-heal.
2d8, that's for sure.
Do it.
Woo, guys!
Plink recovers 5 HP.
Oh no, Jamie.
That's
Jamie.
thing.
I'm not dead yet.
Jamie.
Jamie.
I'm trying, guys. I really am trying.
Jamie might actually have to sit there and chug healing potions.
Yeah, we can't just like basically just move Jamie at this point. He's about to die.
Wouldn't be a good idea. Y'all die.
She also encourages attack of opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Say there, we have healing potions we can just hand to you. It's fine.
That's true.
Borg,
Yeah, that's true.
Save.
Flink
Oh.
drinks potion, tries to stop the person from attacking Blink.
Blink is a wall right now.
I fail.
Borg does not hit.
I barely missed.
The Borg does barely miss, which is the worst part.
It's like, stop interrupting, and then doesn't and misses and. Sack
And
now.
how is this a level 1 dungeon?
It's a level 2 dungeon.
How is this a level 2 dungeon?
We're failing at level 3.
It's a level 4 dungeon because of Chris's stupid rolls.
I was gonna say, I blame Chris for rolling so many 20s. Like,
This is a level 10 campaign already.
We're not gonna make it to the end of this campaign at this rate.
Sorry.
I guess
I
we
never really
Why are
expected
you the one
Borg to make it to the
apologizing?
end of
Chris
the
is the one
campaign.
rolling really well.
I'm
Does-
tormenting you guys.
does this mean that we may need to make all of us need to make new characters at this point?
We
know,
might need
Jamie.
to have backup characters ready.
I finally got a
case.
book for my birthday, like 6 months later that we can really torment you with if you want.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
It's dark.
Sure.
Oh God.
Ooh.
Called Grim Hollow.
Oh.
Well, that's just grim.
Yeah, Cyrus, you're up.
I'm gonna do the same thing I've been doing. That fails. Then I'm gonna hit him.
Slap his face.
Do the
That
thing, do the
fails.
thing.
Perfect.
We do not slap faces here, ladies and
No, we
gentlemen.
don't.
Ah!
Oren, can you save today?
Can you save us from the shenanigans of just Canadians?
You say that, but I'm just causing shenanigans.
Subject to the effects.
2. Bouquet of flowers appear all around, and each creature in the cube must succeed a dexterity saving throw or be blinded until the start of my next turn as the flowers spray water in their faces.
I am loving this spell.
What is?
It's like
did
a
you say
clown.
dexterity?
Yeah.
To dodge all the jets of water.
Yup.
The spell just gets better and better.
I love this
It's
spell.
great. They have to beat a 14.
Yep. Ooh, that FK fails. Have another.
So one of
So
them.
one of them gets blinded, and the others are just sprayed in the face with the water with no effect.
I also have to roll for those. The guys laughing to see if they recover.
Yeah.
Fortunately, it's the guys that are in the back. not the
Yeah,
one
that's
in
true.
front.
But not. Well, actually, wouldn't it be better for the
Yes.
front so that Plink doesn't die?
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
it'd be
that's
better for the front to be
unfortunately not how I'm
affected.
rolling. Anyways. One of them is still laughing. One of them is now blind. The other one shrugs it off, and the one in front is too busy beating on Plank. Speaking of beating on Plank,
There we go.
Yeah.
Jamie. Like,
No.
Jamie. You're not supposed to look
No.
past this.
yeah, don't you have like an 18?
I have an 18.
Yeah, I don't have.
Woo!
Woo,
Nope,
Jamie
I'm
survived.
actually-
You're not dead.
I'm actually sneaky, guys.
Yay.
It's just sometimes things slip through.
Testament to the fact that Chris needs to roll a 13 or below not to hit plank, but if like a 65% chance to miss plank.
Yeah, but with the way you've been rolling, you
I
know.
This
know.
felt like a 90% chance to hit Plank.
Plank, I don't know what you're doing.
Hmm.
I think that Chris plays with weighted die.
I am gonna do the thing again, guys.
Chris is cheating.
I don't know the API that well.
Sorry,
Chip.
Jamie. What did you say?
She's doing
Link
a
is
thing
just
again.
gonna start sipping another potion there, guys.
That sounds like a
Sounds
good
good.
idea.
Oh, hey, it actually does more than just 5.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, that would be
Yay.
22.
23.
What? That was 22. You were at 14. I don't know why you were up.
I was at 15.
No, you were at 14 because you were
14.
at 9.
No,
rolled a 5.
right. 22.
I don't know
22?
You got a 15 from 2, and I was looking at your thing. And you said,
I'm sorry, I'm awake. Thank you for catching that, though. Okay, it fixed.
bonus, actually, do you have a bonus cantrip or something?
No. I had Mending and Lightning Lure.
Is lightning alert not a bonus action? Nope.
It's an action. I don't have any bonus actions outside of the one thing, and I used it all up.
Getting bonus actions is really good.
Right?
Horn and Zarus are both bonus action users.
And I am
Yeah,
not
I like
having luck
bonus
because
actions.
they are, like, saving throw junkies.
Borg.
The usual. Tries to stop them from stopping Clink from drinking.
Stopping Blink from drinking.
Nick, do I even have to say it?
I mean, you could make up something.
You didn't roll a 1, you don't hit, though. You're swinging an axe in a very narrow space.
Are you saying
Trying to-
Plink is too big for me to aim properly?
No, I'm saying you're aiming around a hallway with your axe. You're not really.
Nah, he's
Did you-
saying your aim is god awful.
Yeah.
Borg, well frustrated and enraged, is actually a better shot than when he's sober.
That's true, actually. It is very true.
It's very true.
But I can't. I mean, I have another rage, but it's gonna be wasted. I can't do that.
Zarus.
Is it a waste if we're all gonna die?
Right?
Well,
You're
I
weak.
mean, at this rate,
Back.
Borg is slowly getting angrier and angrier, so he's gonna eventually get raged induced.
All right,
It's like
Zarus.
it's like the Hulk. I'm a ticking time bomb.
Right.
I ain't-
Tiki tiki.
I have to use bonus actions after my action, right?
Not necessarily.
No.
Bonus actions
Can I use it before?
It
I think it
doesn't
can be in
specify that
any
bonus
order.
actions have to fall in order.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna activate this, which is then part of my tattoo.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna hit him with my butcher knife, which
Wow.
does shit.
Bad hit.
And then I'm gonna punch him in the face, which what the fuck?
Are you stuck on 9s again?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Chris is cheating.
first it was 12s, now it's 9s.
Lissa can only roll 9s or 22s. That's all I know.
Chris is cheating. Confirm Chris is cheating at this rate.
Lissa can only roll 9s or 12s or 22s. It's all
I'm
she
telling
ever
you,
seems
these
to get.
die are weighted.
Or on reroll.
Zarus might have to throw his butcher knife soon. You know, he's not a patient person anymore.
Zarus gonna learn how to-
Anymore.
Yeah.
Zarus gonna learn how to throw his fucking fist soon.
Same as before. Bouquet of
Wait.
flowers. Another
Yeah.
bouquet of flowers appears and squirts all of them in the face.
And let me guess, 3 out
my
of the
God.
4 are gonna succeed. Right?
That's fine.
That's 2. That's 1.
Same guy, still blinded.
Yep. Yeah, I guess. See, I was right. 3 out of 4 are succeeded. Why? This is bullcrap.
It's the same guy.
Same
He's not
guy,
having a
like,
good day, man.
oh, same guy's like, oh man, I'm finding out all the water on my face. It's like, ah, fuck, son of a bitch.
I can't see.
I finally calmed down from laughing, and now I'm.
Oh no, he was fine. He wasn't the one laughing.
Oh, he wasn't the one that was still.
No, it's the guy who was already blind, and he blinded again. You just like keep spraying him in the face. That was a 2. That was a 2 before, and he waited. I saw that. I thought I saw that 3D imagery. Chris is cheating.
All right. Plank. And a hit.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to make the first guy incapacitated, but there's only so much I can do.
It takes 6 damage. I think Nick's gonna break after.
So that puts me at 16?
Hey, Jamie.
16.
Hey, Jamie. At least you're still legal to drive.
Oh my god.
Not for long.
Link, you're up.
You could always do a hold action too if you if you wanted to, Jamie.
Right? Aren't there hold actions for dodging?
I could actually,
No,
yeah.
you can take the dodge action.
I'm gonna take the dodge action, guys.
You wanna
Right?
That
force
gives
the
me a
out-
+1 to that armor class.
Did you-
I hope that actually does something.
It does. It increases.
Yeah, your armor class, but does that mean that will stop Chris?
Well, it depends if he gets a 20.
At this rate, it's very likely.
Yeah.
Any attack rolls have made against you with disadvantage if you can see the attacker, and you make dexterity saving throws with advantage. Use this benefit if you're incapacitated or if your speed drops to 0. Does that help?
Mm-hmm.
There's,
I swear,
believe
Chris.
Fighting defensively that gives you bonus to defense.
I swear, Chris is still gonna somehow hit Jamie. Somehow.
What?
I swear, you're gonna find a way to hit.
Next turn. Or you're up.
So now I am harder to hit, guys.
Same
Those
as
two
first,
attack
second
rolls.
goes next.
Nah.
Am I getting worse and worse each axe attack? Because I think my axe is slowly
down.
my axe is slowly just like getting more predictable.
I feel like it sounds like Borg's almost just like losing steam. Like just.
He's getting tired, man.
I'm
It's
getting
that
tired.
concussion.
All right, I fell on some stairs. It hit the back of my head. I'm slowly losing conscious. Okay, get off my back.
I'm not on your back.
You're on Chris's back. What you talking about?
Chris is carrying a 7-foot tall barbarian.
Yes.
Wow, Chris, you have you must.
I don't care what anyone else has to say. Yes.
It's gonna be like Chris has really bad backaches every day.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, Saris.
Same old, same old.
Same old, same old. Does that mean you're gonna fail? No.
Woo! 22. That doesn't fail. Okay. So
Watch it be like a 1.
then there's damage, and then they get an extra 1d6.
Okay.
Oops, I did that backwards.
I've done it before, you're fine.
Oh, there's the
come
one.
on.
There's the one I was
Whatever.
expecting.
That does 7.
Mm-hmm.
The guy in front, obviously. And then I'm
You
gonna
have 15
punch.
feet range. You could be hitting someone else. I don't know.
I know, but you know what? He's the one who's also going after Plink, and
Weapon.
so I feel like I should do something about that. And then I'm gonna slap him in the face. Which does shit. Okay. Well.
His face is too
End up
hard.
slapping the wall. Okay. Never mind.
Are you sure you're not drunk or blind, Zaris?
I am upset right now, okay? Nothing was hitting.
Orin. Ooh, the 1.
It's a 1.
Please tell me
A one?
that we.
What does a one do?
Please tell me that this fight won't last the entire session.
The smell
Yes.
of apple pie fills the air, and each creature in the cube must succeed a wisdom saving throw or be charmed by you until the start of my next turn.
So they're in love. Oh wait, are they in love with you? Is that what this charm mean?
Not necessarily love. It's more like oh, aren't you a cute little thingamabob?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
won't attack you.
Yeah.
You're actually it's like kicking a puppy. You're not necessarily in love with the puppy, but you definitely find it cute, adorable, and want to scratch its cute little belly until it gnaws on your face.
But wouldn't that mean that wait, they wouldn't attack Orin, or were they just too distracted by Orin?
Something like that.
They want to attack anyone from our party. I can't remember if I don't think Charmed allows me to command them at all.
No.
For a second, I
I
thought
don't think
that
there was.
If you try to make them do anything that would be against their better judgment, they get to resist your thing again.
Yeah.
I actually just realized the person who just got charmed was the person who just came out of
He keeps
blindness.
getting screwed.
He's just like
Yeah,
wipes off
he,
all the water.
The poor
He's
dude.
having a very bad day.
He's like wipes all the water off his face and then just sees Orin. It's like, oh, so pretty.
Fails to hit Plink. Alright, Plink survives yet another round, and it's her turn again.
How many rounds did we go?
Gotta focus on dodging, guys.
How many rounds have we gone already?
Plink is working very hard to make sure that she is the wall between y'all and danger.
Alright, well, that's Plink's turn.
Oh, Plink.
Borg.
Oh,
Do,
right.
Borg. Do it. Nick,
Woo!
Oh, I did
Nick,
hit.
I'll also remind you at some point that you could have been attacking recklessly because you're not the target of attack.
Wait, what?
You could have given yourself advantage on attack at the risk of giving the enemy a bit, basically advantage against you. But
All right, I do have reckless attack. What do you know? I see. This is what happens when you have 2 months. I don't remember.
I gotta
everything.
remind Nick every time that he can attack recklessly.
You're gonna have to remind Jamie and me about what we have.
Actually, yes. I'm still relearning my character a little bit.
Oh damn!
Can I chop this guy's head off finally?
You do kill him, yes?
Nice.
It's like Flink is just like sipping a tea, and it's just like Borg's axe comes around the corner, comes off this like head. It's just like, oh, hey, look, a head roll, and then
That's
Flink
horrifying.
Flink just
They
uses
didn't even see it coming.
Plink is working very hard to be dodgy for the group.
I mean, we're a gruesome set of people, that's for sure.
Okay, well, that was that. Zaris, you should be in range with your weird tentacle arms.
I am. So I'm gonna stab him.
Stab him.
Stabbed.
Stab, stab, stab.
Stab.
Which math,
Stibbity, stip.
and then the extra
2.
1d6.
Oh, dang.
Ooh, nice. And then
Well, so you're also adding a +1 to that 6, the first 6.
oh yeah, because of the tattoo.
Da-da-da.
Chris is
Yeah,
just
'cause it's
managing all of us.
+1 to damage and attack rolls.
Excuse you, I think I'm doing a great job at remembering what my character
You know
does.
what?
All right, Chris is managing all of us except Janine.
You know what, Lissa? You kill him.
Ooh, perfect.
Right, these guys have almost no health, but they have like these crazy advantages.
Also,
Oh,
apparently, we are
alright,
terrible at
okay,
hitting them.
15? Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Use your
A
bonus action.
tentacle is gonna come around the corner and
Ugh.
slap him in the face.
That's just disturbing
Ooh.
sounding.
And it
Yeah.
hits.
Nice. Do the damage.
Do the
The
thing.
damage.
That's
Do
8.
that
That'll
damage.
be 8.
+1.
Yee. Do the thing. Woo.
15
Woo,
damage.
woo. Go, Lissa. Kill them all. Murder them.
Woot.
Murder them! Murder them! Murder them!
Destroy
No,
them
it's-
all. Destroy
you
them
guys
all. Destroy
gain-
them all.
You guys gain the advantage now on rounds. That's what's happening.
Kill. Rah, rah, rah.
There's an interesting cheering going on in the background. Olaris is cutting and slapping people in the face.
Sure.
Molasses.
Back to the molasses. I'm moving this back though to here so that people can get
Okay.
our people. Well,
Borg better
Well,
not
I
be.
wouldn't move it that far because
they're gonna
it's
move
their
forward
next
anyways.
turn, and
Yeah,
they
we're
can
gonna
move.
actually keep the square where it was. Ugh. I can't figure out how to move it again.
And the one
Chris.
guy is uncharmed
One guy, yeah.
because it drops on your turn.
Yep.
Or at least that's what I remember you reading.
Yes.
Kill
Okay.
them.
So you're
Rah,
gonna-
rah,
you're
rah.
gonna
There we
keep
go.
it up
Kill
against
them.
flank?
We're gonna keep it actually, because they'll probably move up to us anyways.
Okay.
Kill them.
Well,
Rah, rah, rah.
Luckily,
Kill them.
they don't have a range of 10 movement feet, so they're gonna approach Plink.
Dodge, Plink. Dodge.
That's true. Dodging. I'd fail to hit the first one, so I don't have to roll disadvantage because they'd still fail. So now just Plink's turn.
Gonna try for a quick smack.
Smack.
Smack him in the face.
Smack.
Fail to hit.
Man, I really need to figure out how to hit things.
I think Plink needs.
Same.
I think Plink just needs to go to the training place and just practice aiming.
Borg.
Just get a.
You're gonna do the what I've told you about,
Oh shoot, I didn't.
the reckless attacking.
I could right now. Can I do it right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Reckless attacking. So with that, you can throw aside any concerns with defense. When
You
you
just
make
get
a
advantage on your attack. That's
That
the big
is-
one you care about.
Yeah, I get advantage. So Borg starts getting a little frustrated, so he starts getting a little bit reckless. So that's 1 slash. That's a second slash,
Did hit the second one.
and nice.
Okay. You kill him.
Yee.
Another chop to the body or neck, however you want to go.
Yeah, another just axe him swinging around the
Another.
corner.
You know, like I'm just
Another.
Borg is just like
one.
trying to see from the edge, trying to catch them, so can't clearly see it. And it's just I see Plink and Zara's just clearly seeing what Borg is trying
Borg
to.
just assumes that it's not his friends since Plink's keeping them at bay, but he can't actually see like anything besides armor glinting in the light.
So it's just Plink just watching us all massacre these people, right?
Frank is watching these guys get stabbed and punched by these tentacle arms, and then get decapitated by an axe.
Yep. As it should be.
Should Plink go see a therapist after this?
Probably.
Maybe.
Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna do same old, same old.
You are within range. You'd hit.
Hit. That'd be 5. 1d6.
11.
Yep.
I've been getting a lot of those.
Are you rolling a weighted die now?
Yeah, and then
Guys finally hit that good dice roll.
yeah. Then I'm gonna slap him in the face. Does that hit?
Yeah.
Perfect.
6.
That's
Woo!
11.
You kill him. All right.
Now all of a sudden I'm rolling really
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, 100 to 0'd him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, we
Alright.
finally actually
Gets mobbed
finished
by
this
Yeah,
these
battle.
cleared the
pinnacle
room.
arms and goes
You
down.
guys finally rolled well, and your DPS came out.
Oh god, do we even level up from that battle? I don't know.
We don't
You
level
have
up
to
until
finish the
after.
dungeon, yeah.
Oh, you have to finish the dungeon until we Oh.
Yeah, that's how Chris is doing it.
It's
Some DMs do level up after every battle, some do it after every
Chris, this is not a
Benchmark.
like
I use
thing.
benchmark.
Benchmarks.
I want to be over leveled when we go to the final boss.
These guys give
I mean, technically we are over leveled for this dungeon.
Yeah, right?
Sure,
they
yeah.
give you 25 EXP per. They give 100 XP total, so that'd be 500, but divided by 4, you'd all get like 125 EXP.
Do you think
I
it?
mean, if you really wanted to like do that, we'd have to like probably go back up onto the surface to get enough people to like murder to get the XP needed.
That's true.
Don't do the murder hobo thing.
No murder hobo.
Murder hobo.
Don't be like, all these civilians are worth 10 EXP each. I'm gonna kill them all.
Yeah.
Let me be a murder hobo.
If we make a completely evil team, I want to go on a murder hobo rampage.
You know the good teams also go on murder hobo rampages, right?
Shh, we don't talk about those.
They do a lot of like arson.
Talk about those the most.
Actually, orphanages.
Kill the
Fire
orphans.
block towns.
Burn the orphans down.
I mean, if you burn down an orphanage, there's a bunch of kids in there, each of which giving you EXP. So
Oh, we're going down the rabbit hole of murder hobo-ness.
Wait, does that mean that if we burn a hospital down, that we get even more XP because there's a bunch of patients there?
Okay, well,
Depends on the GM.
yeah.
Some actually take away for being murder hobo-y.
I've never had a DM dissuade against murder hoboery. Like actively dissuade against murder hoboery. But I've also never had a party that actually ended up going murder hobo. So
Caramel points could be bears.
So what you're saying is Chris is so far it's that way it sounds of it, Chris may not be totally against it.
Chris is not a fan of murder hobo party.
okay, well,
I mean, if we're doing
anyway,
Age of
with that
Campaign,
lovely
but-
conversation, Lars is gonna go in and investigate this room that these guys were just in.
Okay.
Oh,
Or-
I also removed my square. I just don't know how.
Roll.
Oh, there we go.
Roll your investigate then.
Org goes through this door because he was just like,
Orin backs up.
Zarus, you find a pretty buried room with hastily torn apart blankets and sleeping bags, well lit by some torches. There's a sarcophagus in the center. Unfortunately, the lid has been destroyed and buried under rubble of a decaying wall behind it.
Perfect. So there's nothing in here. It's useless. It was used more like a barrack.
It looks lived in, but nothing of real importance besides the guards' weapons.
Which SARS doesn't care about.
Yep.
I don't know if any of you guys want one.
what weapons are there?
They have maces and they've shot all the arrows of their longbows.
Well, then I don't care.
That explains a lot.
You just see arrows coming out of Plink.
They shot like
stuck in
3
the armor.
arrows. They didn't have a lot.
I mean, Zars does have an arrow wound somewhere
Yeah,
on.
Plink. You just
probably
see
her
Plink in the
shoulder.
background, just pulling all the arrows that was just stuck in her for like 2 months. Orc kicks down door.
Okay.
Anyone in here?
Board
yeah.
goes into the room, which smells completely of blood. There are 4 torches flickering in the room. An open sarcophagus in the middle of the room is filled to the rim with blood. which is probably the source of that smell. The spillage streaking to the side of the sarcophagus and pooling around its base. The sarcophagus lid lies half buried underneath the rubble behind it. As you go in, you notice a old lady in the back of the room. You're not really sure why or how she is here. Just that she is there.
I'm pretty
Lauren
sure
never told us.
before this fight, I literally opened that door and then
You
closed
did.
it again.
You did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you just said nope, and you didn't say anything to any of us. You were just like, not in there.
That's why I just like kicked down the door without knowing. I was like, is there any more enemies in here? Can I invest? Can I investigate the room if there's anything dangerous in there?
With the woman staring at you.
Yeah, you have
You're
you
just
have the old
ignoring
woman
her?
in there.
I mean, I will. Who are you?
I mean,
Who
roll,
are you?
if you want to
Yeah.
roll investigation while we do this.
I'm Batman.
I'm just gonna make a Batman.
I'm Borg.
Borg.
I'm bored.
The Borg, you notice nothing of real oddity to the room besides the concept of the bloodbath itself.
Yeah.
The old lady stammers a bit, stating that her name is Nebra, and she claims that she's a prisoner here, though you're not sure why she's not chained up.
What do I roll for if she's lying? To check if she's lying.
Insight.
Insight.
Oh my god.
Borg
Love
believes.
nines.
I see.
This is kind of sus, but
I mean, none of you guys are here, so I can't say for certain.
Yeah,
I was gonna say you
Oh.
did this while I was in the
Roll.
other room.
Yeah,
did
Blink,
Plank
you're still
follow?
outside unless you followed me in.
I mean,
most
can she
likely
not
because
hear
Bork
it?
gets in trouble.
Borg also can't see well.
Yee.
Oh yeah, Borg can't really see very.
I'm just looking at this old lady in the darkness. It's like,
Plink, she sus. As far as you know, every prisoner you come across has been chained up and heavily wounded. Besides the smell of blood, she seems relatively unharmed.
Borg is just like, yes, I see. I mean, Borg believes her. Like, unless you want to say something.
Yeah, unless. Zar's room-
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Dun dun dun.
What
Oh.
do you mean, Plink?
Yeah. No. No.
Dun, dun,
This is
dun.
this is sus, guy. Guy, this is sus.
What do you mean? She looks perfectly fine.
Exactly.
Perfectly fine.
What do you mean? I don't understand.
She is perfectly fine. Has anyone else we have found here have been perfectly fine?
That one guy before that was burnt up to a crisp.
He was not perfectly fine, my dude.
What about that other
That was
civilian?
not fine. That's like opposite of fine, dude.
Sorry, what do you mean that was fine?
You got
He was-
issues.
He was fine before he was burnt.
No. No, he was not. This no. No, this is sus.
Plink,
What about that
roll a-
other
roll a
civilian we
will
have?
save.
She
What?
seems fine.
Roll a will save.
Will say. Oh, shit.
Oh no. Oh
That's-
no.
What does the will save mean?
Oh, you're fine.
Oh,
I'm fine?
God.
How?
Wait, what does this mean?
Plink,
wisdom save.
you definitely feel the strong tugging of a spell attempting to charm you into believing Nebra's story.
Oh, I'm charmed.
Are you?
I'm believing her. I'm believing. I'm trying to argue with Plink that she seems perfectly fine.
Oh, right.
I don't know if that's because you're charmed or...
Can't Borg detect magic just randomly?
Is that
Magic. Hold on.
Is that one of his
Isn't that a
stat?
thing he has?
Oh, I actually have advantage over wisdom saves with
Oh, so
magic. Yeah.
never tell me the odds. Let's see.
Magic awareness, bottom of your sheet.
Awareness. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I do have a magic awareness.
So it's not just
Equal. It's the number of times equal to your proficiency bonus and regained expanded. Do I
well,
have
you
to roll
haven't used
something?
it yet, so you get 2 times per day.
What do I have to roll for that?
Nothing. You can just turn it on, which after the weird magic aura thing that you just saw.
Okay, so I have like instinct to do that. Okay. Like, huh? What's that? Something tickling behind my back.
Borg, now that you are open to the senses of magic, you turn around and see that Nebra's not the old lady you thought she was.
Oh my god! She's even uglier than before.
Wow.
I told you, sus.
Well, considering that the person that she's claiming to be Nebra is in fact a woman drenched entirely head to toe in blood and wearing very little. Yeah, there's a very different story here.
Wait, she's not wearing anything?
Well, what do you think she came out of? The bloodbath?
Oh my god!
There's clothes in there.
Oh my god! She's naked!
I don't know. Might have been a personal preference.
Oh no!
I don't know what to
could've been
tell you.
wearing
This
a
room's
Leopard
sweatshirt.
weird.
clothes.
I don't know who has more issues, you or her.
Are you saying that in character or are you saying that to me?
Both.
Yes.
Yes.
Anyways. Morgan Plank, do you want to do anything before this really gets started yet again?
I could run. Can I? Let's see. Oh, let's see. Let me try.
Do you want to run away?
No, no, no. I
If
was
he
gonna.
runs away, can you slam the door in his face, Zaris?
No, I'm not running away. I was about to just run towards her and grab and ram her towards the wall.
Okay.
Try to like basically hold her down, but I didn't. Borg doesn't really
Oh, you
think
want to
too well.
grapple her?
Yeah, it's like grab her whole, like some people like tackle them onto the ground, but Borg doesn't realize that she's also next to a wall, so he's just ramming towards the wall without fully thinking about it.
Okay. Make an attack roll.
Whoopsie, that's a death save.
Why are you making death saves?
My bad.
Why are you making death saves, Borg?
What do you mean making? You mean failing?
I mean, yeah, you rolled.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
Oh!
Nice.
Okay. Roll your ram damage.
So we
Roll
failed
the
death
ram
save
damage.
And
Yay.
What the hell?
That's like
Yeah.
almost the max
Correctly.
amount of ram damage I could do.
Freaking
Nice.
I basically go full speed into ramming her into the wall.
Make a strength check.
Dang.
Okay, you have successfully grappled Nebra.
Just pull her out of the wall.
You
Oh
have
my god.
you have incapacitated this character very, very powerfully.
It's just Blink just sees the entire thing and just like shock it off, I'm guessing.
Blink's just like, I know something's sus, but what the fuck?
Borg,
None of us know that Borg has just tackled and then grappled a naked woman covered in blood.
Well, no, she still
Yeah,
looks like
I'm
an
not in the
elderly
room
lady.
yet, so.
no,
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 but like
Not what you think.
that's what Borg sees, isn't it?
no, yeah, the Borg sees a naked woman, but it's like, oh,
Well, the
she's
rest of us see him grappling an old lady.
No,
Yeah.
no, but no, Oren and Zaris is not in the room, so I'm just imagining you guys just hear a huge boom in the.
I mean, I
from
saw the old lady in the room, and then I backed the fudge out.
Just
Zaris
Borg,
has no idea what's in that room.
Borg just literally thought that she was a
Borg's
lady
body
covered
is
in
an
blood,
old
so
lady.
you had to just like, oh, she's something suspicious, grabs her without thinking, and it's like, oh
Borg
my gosh,
just-
she's naked.
Borg just bodied her.
Body check.
Okay. Borg, what do you do now that you have what you probably assume at this point is a cultist?
Does anyone have a rope?
You
Rope
should
or
have a
rope?
rope.
Wait, what did you say, Jamie?
Rope or robe? Because both are needed in this case.
Whatever I can tie her down with and carry
I was
her.
gonna say, I mean, Zaris barely
I
wears
think you
clothes
need a
anyway.
rope
He's not
rope
gonna...
first there, buddy. Awkward.
Is that what you're into?
All I care about is getting her captured. We can put
Borg
clothes
and
on her
Zaris
after
both
we tie her up.
shirtless.
I'll hold out. I've got hemp rope that'll hold out.
Does
Cool,
Orin
can-
technically wear clothes?
Orc is wearing clothes, yeah.
Does anybody know what Orin even looks like? Part of Orin might be clothes versus what might not be clothes?
I just assume it's the picture you have as
No,
Orin.
I know, but like, would anybody in this group even be able to tell whether or not something was clothes for her, for them?
Borg does not fully care / has ever thought about it, so it's one of you just goes with the
Right?
flow.
I mean,
I
Zaris
thought
runs
Borg
around
and
without a
Zaris were
shirt on,
shirtless.
so he doesn't.
Actually, I don't think anyone here has clothes. I don't. Yeah, because I'm small.
Plink wears armor.
Yeah,
What do you
and
mean you don't have clothes, Blink?
I have clothes. They won't fit.
Plink's the most well dressed out of all of you, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Borg is
I'm
just,
spiffy.
Borg
Hey,
is
if I
just
put a
wearing
bra
a bare
on,
chest.
then I am beautifully dressed. I don't know what you're talking about.
Look at it this way: Plink's the one who can go into the store and buy you a drink.
Actually, wait a minute. I just look at my inventory. I have a set of fine clothes for some reason.
Why do you have it?
I
You're
don't
gambling.
know. What happened? What
Because
did I
of your
get?
gambler background. That came from your gambler background.
Oh, it did. It did. I forgot about that.
You have your casino outfit.
I ain't giving her my casino outfit. She's covered in blood.
Not my problem.
Also, most adventure kits come with a spare set of clothes.
Right?
That's not the issue. It's either size or lack of clothing.
Also,
I mean,
the
we could
fact
just wrap
that
her
it's
around the
blood.
piece of
Orin,
pants.
Orin holds out the tablecloth that she had been like wrapping herself with earlier.
Okay, cool. Borg gets the rope, ties her down, and so that she doesn't escape, and then just wraps her around the tablecloth as well, and then just carries her on his shoulder.
Okay.
Like, oh, all right, let's go.
Okay.
Zaris is very confused, but he also wants to investigate, see if there's anything weird about the sarcophagus filled with blood, or if it's literally just that.
Are
Like,
you
is
guys-
there any like ritual carvings around it or whatnot?
for the blood? For the blood pool?
Or yeah, the pool or just the room in general, yeah.
It's there's imagery depicting the god Baal in the room.
He was having a ball.
Well,
Oh,
Baal's
jeez.
the Lord of Murder, so
Ah, so the
Murder
blood makes sense.
party. Huh?
Murder
so
party.
yeah, the fact that she's bathing in blood isn't all that odd for a murderer, for the Lord of Murder.
I mean, yeah, Zaris says I'm well aware of that fact.
Anyways, what do you plan to do with the cultist?
That's true. What do we do with her? Like,
I don't know. Carrying her around. How we can
Well, we could
interrogate
take
her,
her
maybe?
and hand her over to the authorities. But
will they believe us? Like, she's currently naked, although she is
Wait.
covered in blood.
No, I covered her in the tablecloth that Oren gave me. So now she's not fully naked.
however, she also knows incredibly potent charm magic, apparently.
She
Well,
does.
I don't know what to do about that.
She does.
All I sensed was magic.
What?
I didn't notice anything else.
You didn't get charmed. How is it potent?
I'm a gnome. I have advantages over these things.
I just
I mean,
sensed
charm
that there was a
person's level
charm.
1 spell. That's not really all that hard.
Huh?
Charm person's a level 1 spell.
Either
Well,
way,
it seemed
she
potent,
can
so.
charm people. That's dangerous.
That is a dangerous thing.
Oren looks at you guys so confused.
I'm confused why you're letting her live after you've killed all the other cultists.
I was gonna say, yeah, why are we letting her live? I mean, she hasn't attacked us yet, but that's mostly because I think
She
we
hasn't
interrupted
attacked you,
her.
but you already have one NPC you're trying to protect at this point.
We tried to
We're
protect.
definitely
You
not
want a
gonna do
second
it.
one that could turn around and kill someone?
You want me to snap her neck?
I mean, it's up to you, Borg.
I'm asking the people if they want to bring her. Like, whatever. 'Cause I thought we could just take her.
Well, was there anything in her contract about bringing back prisoners and/or the one involved?
Why are you asking me if I remember
All
the
these-
stinking contract? All I know is I'm getting paid for this.
So,
I have
lore-wise,
so much I want to say, but my character doesn't talk. Damn you.
lore-wise, I'm not gonna make you roll for this. Zaris would know that, regardless of if they brought her back dead or alive, Baldur's Gate's law enforcement is pretty brutal with cultists, so she'd just be dead by the next morning.
I say we kill her then anyway.
Everyone fine
'Cause
with
if she's
that?
gonna be dead anyway, she's a risk. Just while she's incapacitated, just offer and then tell them about it.
I look at Plink and Orin. You guys okay with this?
Oren doesn't seem to care. Oren's using prestidigitation to create illusionary trinkets / patterns on the tablecloth. Basically treating this blood-soaked person as like.
But Borg sees that and it's just like says okay. But it's like
Orin's
what
that
the...
true Fae mentality.
what about Plink? Plink has to answer Borg. Borg looks at
This is a tough one because technically we are not above the law in of ourselves.
You are the law. You've been deputized. I'm not kidding. You guys got deputized to do this.
We got deputized months ago.
Wait, it's a real badge and not a cookie?
Yeah. The captain deputized you guys for this job.
Oh wow, I don't
wanted
remember.
the cookie.
You are the law in this scenario.
Can I get a cookie for it after this?
Aren't you guys getting paid like triple the amount
I'm
Yeah.
getting paid. I'm getting paid
I
more.
thought it was only Borg.
Yeah, I'm getting paid more than everyone.
Only Borg.
Or he's getting paid a crap ton for this.
Yeah, because he got really lucky on a persuasion roll.
Chris was so.
That was insane.
Chris was very, very, very scary.
So was Borg. What are you talking about? Anyways.
So what does Plink say?
What do I know what the
Baldur's Gate?
E
Yeah, Baldur's Gate's most of the time, if they've been deemed evil, there's no trials, there's no courts. If you've deemed to have committed a crime in the city, and it's enough for someone in the city to care, they're gonna get killed.
Mm.
So
I
we're killing
don't
her.
know. This is a weird thing.
Well, Zar starts reaching over to cut her head off with his butcher knife. So
Borg just like, well, I'm guessing picks her up and just rams her back into the wall, breaking her neck. You basically just see her butt of her body go straight into the wall, and just see her legs sticking out.
There's like no way for her to make a save being thrown, considering she's bound.
Yeah. So basically, I just throw her into the wall, just see her body sticks out. I untie her and everything is like offer it up to Oren if he wants to take it back.
Zar just looks at Borg annoyed and puts his butcher knife away.
Anyway,
Oren looks down, looks at Borg, gives like a sad like jingle sound, and has the weird accessories that that they've adorned this bloody person with. Has them all look like they've broken and shattered.
Oh no.
They fall off.
Oh, so all the stuff is destroyed?
I mean, they were all illusions, so like you
Oh.
couldn't have actually broken them, but
Oh,
they
okay.
make it look like they did.
Oh,
They
okay.
make it look like they all broke.
Borg is like, oh, okay. It's like confused.
Sad violins play. The sound of sad violins play
Borg is
And
is
then-
confused. It's like
And then
What?
Orin gets bored and wanders off.
Borg is just confused. Like, how did these
So
break?
what's the group's plan?
Now.
And
What?
get our one remaining whatever her name was out
It's-
safely.
Is this the entire dungeon?
Vendetta's gonna point out that again she referenced this 2 months ago when we met her. That she did hear giant scraping sounds from the north of the room she was being held in. And the 3 doors you've thus far encountered have not had any scraping noises that indicate such a thing.
Right. So
Might be in the wall then.
Perfect.
there might be an additional location we need to check out before we head out now.
So do we want to like start looking for secret rooms or
So wait,
hidden
where was
doorways
she
in the
held out
walls?
again?
She was
She was held over here.
Was she
I'll
was
move camera forward into it.
like where?
Looking for secret entrances or secret
This
doors
room
or
with the
stuff.
chair. She
Yeah.
was held in here.
So she said in the north. So, if she says that right now, then it's like, can I make a is it an investigation just to look at this wall?
Yeah.
Investigation. Nice.
Oh.
Yep,
Borg,
that's the
as
wall.
you're flopping through the water, yet again, you fall into it. It does not taste pleasant.
You all right there, buddy?
Yeah, whatever.
Where's Orange checking?
I was gonna just say like around here with the 3 doors.
Okay, in the area with the 3 doors, there doesn't appear to be anything weird going on.
Okay. So we might have to get a little more technical about this then.
Well, I'm not
Okay.
blowing up. I'm not blowing up the wall when we're in here. Like,
No, there's
No.
too much risk. However, we could always let's see.
Good job, Oren.
There's nothing in the blood sarcophagus room that, besides the blood sarcophagus.
Okay, I have an idea, guys.
And, the dead body that Borg left there.
Let's see. I have knowledge, guys.
Can I punch
Oh, wait,
the
this
wall?
means that I don't get my.
Can I punch the
Technological devices. So if it's scrapey scrape, it might be a secret wall.
Did you say punch a wall?
Can I punch
me?
a wall? Can I punch a wall?
Which wall are you
No.
gonna punch?
No, you don't
I'm-
know the integrity of these walls.
I'm just
Don't punch
asking
random
Chris
portions
if
of
I
the
can
wall.
Can I punch a wall?
I would like to make an intelligence check.
Go. Borg, what wall are you punching?
Zara sees this, runs over, and says, "No, don't you fucking dare punch this wall while I'm
Are
in
you
here."
punching the one to your north?
I am gonna
I'm thinking
do an
about it.
investigation check
It's
on the
Borg is
wall
just like,
to look for pretty much devices or such that can make a sort to hide a doorway, like a secret wall or a panel or
A pulley system.
yeah. Because I
Okay,
have
you're looking through.
hold on, because I got this.
Okay.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
So the rest of you want to
Okay,
take
so-
a short rest, or is Borg gonna punch a wall first?
You got it.
No.
So this is the room we found her in, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Zars want to try to
Right there.
convince me to
All
not
right.
punch the wall. You're gonna have to roll for it.
Let me check.
Don't roll for it.
I
you have to
just start arguing with you.
So this
and
is
just
the
make
room,
you
right?
Lose
So,
concentration and argue with me back.
I'm gonna start with this
I still
hallway
wanna
first
punch
because
the
that
wall.
makes the most sense.
I want to punch the wall.
Huh?
I want to punch the wall.
What?
roll.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you because I heard punch wall.
Do I roll a rem or do I roll what?
Roll whatever you think is applicable.
Sure.
Okay, so it's insight plus an additional, not insight, investigation plus an additional 2. Because I double my proficiency bonus with stuff like that.
I want to give you the benefit of the doubt, Jamie, but Borg did it. I don't know how Nick knew it, but Borg punches the correct wall.
No, you make him roll a percentile die.
No, that's the wall he needs to hit.
He's right
I
in
don't
front of the
even know
rainbow.
how he knew to go there.
Borg's just like, I'm gonna punch a
I'm
wall.
sad now. I'm sorry. I couldn't do much.
Nick, have you
Okay,
done this
Jamie.
before?
I got you.
I haven't. I just wanted to punch a wall.
Why
I
you
just
went to
wanted-
the specific wall?
I just wanted to punch a wall.
Nick, you went straight to the very specific wall. How did you... Why?
I just
To the only wall
I
it
just
could have
had a
been.
suspicion that this was the wall, and I just wanted to punch it.
I'm sorry, Jamie.
I tried, guys.
Okay, Zara slaps Borg upside the head, so you know.
That's gonna be hard considering Borg launches himself through the wall.
Boom.
Well, when Zara steps through, he slaps him on the head.
I did
Anyways,
good.
Borg, you're in the next area.
I did good.
Borg stumbles through the wall into more flooded area.
Poof. More water goes into my mouth.
Poop water.
Poop and a bunch of torches.
Okay, well,
Borg, as you
I
crash-
gesture for our hostage to follow us, even though she's not a
Hostage?
hostage.
No, she knew
Whatever she
hostage.
is.
Borg bundles through the wall into a 10-foot wide flooded passageway, braced again by the wooden pillars. There are old torch stubs floating in the murky water, and Borg actually cannot see much further than the first pillar.
Yep, I'm
Yeah,
not moving
because he
camp.
doesn't have any way to see, because he doesn't have dark vision. Like,
There's a flashlight for up to
Jamie.
5 feet.
Borg is just like, I found it. I'm not moving any. I'm not moving camera
Y'all
Borg.
in a
Oh, there we
huff.
go.
I moved camera Borg.
Should I have grabbed my rope before we left this woman?
Did you?
You can
Yeah,
if you want to.
can I-
No one else.
can I
You had more than enough time to get the rope.
Cool. Then I grabbed my rope, which is now bloody, and
Unfortunately.
my
Oh, you got
tablecloth, which is also
prestidigitation.
bloody.
I
Yeah.
thought they were fake.
I'm gonna
I was trying to offer them to you.
clean up my rope. I'm debating if I. No, we're gonna clean up the tablecloth. It's my nice tablecloth.
Could always make it
You
smell
could've
like
just-
strawberries.
You could always wash it off in the water. The Borg
No!
just fell into
But I
it.
feel like that would be worse.
Scoop water.
They're poop water, guys. They're like goldfish turds.
Oh my god.
Janine, how much longer do you have?
Oh gosh. I think I can extend it for 20 more minutes, and then I really do have to go.
Okay, sounds good.
We wanted to make sure.
Thank you.
Zara's
I lost track of time.
having a better aspect of the room. I'm gonna throw the other two in a second. Give me a minute. Where do you think the party should go?
So this looks like a dead end. This looks like it has a door, and this I can't tell where that goes.
Off to the left.
I guess I'll just start heading to the door.
Okay.
Can I roll to see if I hear any movement or strange noises behind it? I don't want to open up another zombie room.
Yep. Roll.
What am I rolling?
Not investigation, perception.
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 You put your ear against the door, listening to it. You don't hear much of anything, except for the weird clitter clatter of something underneath the water.
Underneath the water,
It sounds like
not
it's
like
being
walking
muted.
through the.
It sounds like it's being muted by the water, but you're not really sure what exactly the noise would be coming from.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna, I guess, just pull out my butcher knife and open the door.
Let's
Okay.
do this.
One way to figure it out.
Borg is still in the back, just trying to get up after everyone passed.
Blink is toward the front, trying to be a good meat shield.
Except you're not at the front. Camera Borg is. Borg stays back with the civilian.
Okay. Does Plink want to be up front?
Yeah, because Blink is the danger detector.
Okay, so you basically shove Zars aside after I open this door and start walking.
Orin, where are you?
Mhm.
Orange
So
It's
this
not-
looks like an
I'm
empty.
somewhere. I don't know.
Where do
I
you wanna be?
exist.
Where do you want to be in this scenario?
Close to people who protect me.
Okay.
Blink is being over.
Did you guys enter the room? That weird sound that Zaris was listening to starts to get louder and louder as more of you enter the room, as you are soon find yourself surrounded by skeletons
Oh, God.
Neat.
emerging from underneath the water.
Spooky,
I guess at least
scary.
it's not zombies.
Hey
Spooky,
guys, we
scary
found the
skeleton.
recycling bin.
Oh no! Recycle what?
All right, everybody roll for initiative with the skeletons.
Oh, jeez. I knew
haven't
this would happen.
I haven't done this in like forever, and it's not my fault this time.
Pragmatic.
Always your fault. It's always your fault.
It's not my fault. Zaris was the one who busted down the door this time.
Actually, yeah, that's well.
I
no,
can't.
Hey,
See,
I
what
listened
did I-
first, man.
Hey, I
made
listened
sure
to you
there
from the
weren't
zombie
any
Aren't we
door.
drones.
tied? What's your dex?
One.
Mine is 2. I go in front of you. Just barely.
I mean,
Ta-da!
I would be more concerned if you weren't able to go in front of me.
I'm a tank of armor. That is a problem, actually.
You're fighting skeletons. That's your bigger problem.
Skeletor?
They have a bone to pick with us.
Oh, it's only wet bones though.
1,
Well,
3.
It looks like it's a bones day.
I just realized that we're gonna probably also end off on another battle.
Yeah. That's why I asked Janine things.
We could have stopped before the battle started.
But Zaris wanted to go into the door.
Zaris would go. Zaris, it's your turn.
Well, I didn't know which way you need to go. I just knew there was a door there. Whatever.
You could just have Borg ram through the door, I bet.
Well, you were on the floor, okay? You were useless.
No.
Hey now. I ran
Savage.
through
Shots fired.
Wow.
I ran through the wall.
Alyssa.
I ran through the wall. I made us find it much quicker.
Yeah. After
That's
giving
mean.
Zars a heart attack. Anyway, I'm gonna go for this guy who's way below me.
Okay.
Guess I'll just stab him.
Stabbity, stab, stabbity.
I don't think that
I
hits.
don't know.
Team.
Yeah, what is that?
Wait, can you stab a skelly?
Yes.
Yeah, you can stab to break their bones.
Okay.
This is not Pathfinder. You'd miss, even with your plus
Okay.
one.
Then I'll stomp him and try and break his skull.
Okay.
And it also misses.
Again, you
I
cannot
can't
roll
see
your
underneath all this water.
Kelly 4. Rolls against Zaris. I assume I missed Zaris.
Yeah, that misses.
7 of us. 3, 1, 2. Okay. Number 5. Gonna slap puppet plank. And Mrs. Plink. Orin's standing in the door. What do you do?
Vicious. Vicious.
Reese's Pieces.
Useless?
Vicious.
Oh, vicious.
Oh, okay.
Vicious
This guy.
mockery.
Which one? The one below the Zars, or yeah, okay.
Cameraborg, what are you doing with that
Damn it.
batch of skeletons?
How?
Dang.
How even when they have bad roll do I still pass?
Ah,
Because he's
Chris!
trying to kill us.
That's
I almost
frustrating.
called you by your old roommate's name. Chris,
Tyler?
do this to me.
Tyler?
Yes.
Man, if Tyler were here, I think we'd be breezing through this. Borg.
Oh, it's my turn finally. Can't really get past everyone, and I don't want to leave the civilians, so Borg just be like, "We stay back here."
It'd be like that though. Plank.
Yee.
What do? Do not electrocute the room.
Please electrocute
But
the
he
room.
needs a hand.
I mean, you're welcome to electrocute the room. I'm the only one not in the water.
Yeah,
also-
that's the
Yeah.
problem.
You also
We
potentially
don't
kill
want
the
to
civilian.
kill our buddy. So,
Thunder
you know,
Gauntlet does thunder damage. It's not lightning.
True.
It's more like dubstep. It's more like dubstep or close to the Iron Man boop. Not necessarily zap zap. I am gonna attempt to be the boop.
the
Do I boop? Do I boop? Do boop?
Do boop. Boop good.
Boop good?
Boop good.
Woo!
Yee! Boop.
Boop. Okay. Skelly 6 is gonna move
There's 6 skeletons in there?
1.
And it has disadvantage against attacking anything but me.
No. I'm attacking Zarius. For the different skeleton.
It's because Zars is in the room.
Zarius,
Yeah. I walked
Actually,
in the
no.
room.
what's your AC?
Mine 15.
Okay, tied. I cannot hit you.
Ew!
Oh, I
Zarius!
didn't see you already rolled. Well, I'm still gonna do what I do.
Also, Nick, they all have.
I will assume I'm going for this guy down here still.
Okay. Nick, I gave them numbers based on how many there are in the dungeon.
Ah, okay.
That way it doesn't confuse me later on.
Ah, makes
Yeah.
sense.
Ah.
Okay, so there's that.
That's 6 damage.
And then I'm gonna try and crush his skull again, and I missed.
It's the crush the skull action, which would probably do the most damage.
Stop crushing people's skulls.
The
I
crush your
want
brain.
to.
Zarius, you're getting
You
attacked
stop crashing
again.
through walls.
Zarius does get
No,
this
I
too.
I
won't.
actually had a biology teacher question my skull.
Okay, well that hits.
6
I'm assuming you're
damage.
going after me
Yes.
for
You take
6
6.
damage. Ugh.
Ugh.
Ugh. Ugh.
Skelly 7 is going to go after Plink because he's already distracted. Or no, Skelly 7 can actually move into range. He's got to sit back. Skelly 5 on the other hand can attack Plink.
Yee! Blink doing job.
Plink don't get nothing.
Alright.
What's your plan, Orin?
Make them all dance.
And
Spooky, scary skeleton.
Yes. Make them
Spooky.
all dance again.
You'd make
Spooky.
everybody dance, but this battle's about end.
I don't have
Spooky,
any more of
scary
that.
skeletons.
Are you out of spells?
Huh?
You out of
I'm out of
spells?
my second level spells. I still got first level.
Which one?
This one. Yeah.
That one I wanted.
One success.
There, you failed.
Road. I mean, it still fails, but road. What if it critically fails? Does that mean it takes twice the damage?
I think it's funnier that I technically rolled a 1 to get the success.
Yeah. Yes. Yep.
Borg. Or Janine, do you want to do anything? Or are you good?
I'll give Zaris a point of inspiration.
Okay.
Ooh.
So it be. Alright. Oh, Borg, what's your plan?
Or just watching.
Okay. Clink.
Me! I do boop boop.
1 equals success.
Because I actually have a chance to hit these guys.
You'd hit.
Based on your rolls, yeah, you can actually hit them.
Did I do the exact same? Nope. Oh, I didn't do the exact one, but it was close.
I don't know. You crumble the skeleton at least.
Blink do good.
Yeah,
do good.
always do.
Ta-da!
Which skeleton was it? Skelly 6. Gonna attack Zaris. Tails to hit Zaris. So now we're back up to the top where Zaris is up against the world.
I usually like it's usually Lazarus is like the beginning, like it's usually the
Because
first.
Zaris is like the fastest one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do have the fastest
dex.
speed.
Yeah.
Doris has the most dex.
That too.
Meanwhile, my character is brainy.
What
No.
did I? No.
Not smart,
Oh.
but brainy.
And also can take a lot of hits.
Fist do hit.
Woo!
Fist do 8
I'm
damage.
still attacking this one down here.
Fist does 8 damage. Alright, you killed that skeleton.
Ooh, I crushed its skull.
Yeah, they have
That was a sound.
they have vulnerability to bludgeoning damage.
Oh, sweet. That's good to know.
Skelly 7's gonna move in on Plink. Yeah, you literally just pulverize them.
Make them
Plink.
Yeah.
make bone powder.
Orin. Fishy-ish.
Yeesh.
Fishes.
Yeesh.
It almost sounds like you're saying fishes. Almost.
That's what I wanted. Alright, I fail. Which one? Left or right?
Left.
Okay. Borg, I assume you're gonna sit there yet again?
Yep. Borg is just
Okay.
enjoying the
Keep
show at this point.
our person company.
Plink
Yep.
up.
Blink them up.
Plink is up.
Woo! Woo! Woo!
Do the damage.
Can I do a
Borg.
thing? Can I do a thing? I want to do a thing. Please?
Oh no!
No thing. That is a no.
The way you're so excited to do a thing and then just a rejection.
I'm just gonna move on.
No thing, dice.
Just smile and nod.
Alright, Zaris, you're getting attacked. Zaris gets hit.
Damn it.
At least it wasn't a face palm.
Yep.
Zaris, you take a 4.
That's far.
Hey, I'm getting pretty low.
Zaris, you're up.
Okay, well,
Knowing that your
Zars loved
fists,
crushing the skull of that one skeleton, so he's
yeah, I was gonna
gonna.
say, knowing your fists do the most damage now.
Yeah, he's just gonna start doing that again.
Yeah, hit.
It means you're taking the fight into your own hands.
Yeah, so that's
Mhm.
one.
You kill one.
I kill one,
Yeah.
then I go for the other, and I don't do
Oh,
anything.
Yeah. Gully 7 against Plink. Ooh, I'd hit Plink.
Oh. Oh no.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
And Plink takes 6. Orin. VC.
I'm paying attention to what the order is.
Come on, there's one left. We can end this battle.
We can do this.
Borg is finally just enjoying the show.
I know,
Borg-
after what happened
Borg
last
wants
time,
to
yeah.
fight. Borg, I assume you're doing nothing.
Usually Borg likes to fight, but this time he's just like, fine, whatever.
Plink.
He's had a concussion.
Blink.
It's fine.
Think do it a thing.
I mean, going through
He
two.
sees Zars with a big ass smile on his face, just literally stomping on skulls, and is
I
like,
did it
"Nah,
in."
I think I'm good."
Yeah, Borg is just like went through 2 walls. He just needs a rest.
Ooh, 9.
A
Still
9.
standing.
Nice.
Still standing?
Pliers.
I'm gonna punch him.
Hurry up, Zaris, kill it. Oh,
Okay.
Okay then.
I
He
think-
did.
I've assumed we've all seen One Punch Man.
yep.
Yeah.
Gosh.
One
Yeah.
punch.
Zaris just aims for the sternum and just the shockwave alone kills the skeleton.
I'm just wait. Did Lissa just kill everybody?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Zaris is the MVP.
Zaris is the only one doing bludgeoning damage.
Yeah. It's my fists of fury.
Your fist doesn't betray you, but your axe does.
We don't talk
Yeah.
about the axe.
Anyways,
Yeah, we don't talk about that right now, man.
we'll call it there.
Yep.
We're at the home stretch of the dungeon.
Hey, we actually made some progress.
Perfect.
Yes, we did. We
No
got through
Disney teacup ride.
We got through two fights today, which is a record.
Woo!
Actually, yes. We've only
Yeah,
never done
we
one.
barely finished one in a
Well,
session.
well, it's like the first one took up like half of the session. Like it took up like 60% of the session.
True.
And then we had the
It's a
Disney
long
teacup
fight.
fight.
I
Mhm.
blame the fact that none of us could roll well, and Chris is just rolling.
Actually, yeah,
Yeah.
we would have had
Awesome.
like 3 fights if Borg didn't incapacitate the woman right away.
If Borg didn't. Yeah, well, yeah, that.
Borg
that
did
moment.
good.
If Borg
Borg
didn't start a bunch of extra fights, we probably would have been fine.
I didn't start this fight. This was not my fault.
Alright.
Yeah, this was mine, but that's fine. It was.
Guys.
Good
Alright.
night,
Night.
Janine.
Good
Okay.
night.
I'll point out that I'm still surprised you picked the right door.
I had
The
I-
right,
I-
the right portion of the
You
wall.
went directly to it. I'm like, that's why I was asking specifically where you wanted to punch.
That's that. I just had a feeling. I do have to apologize to Jamie that I made you not do your thing that you were really excited for.
I don't get to use some class features super often because they're very circumstantial.
I'm sorry, Jamie.
That's
Because
okay.
Zara's
Maybe
a
next
heart
time.
attack.
I'm sorry, Jamie.
That's what
I just wanted to punch a wall, and that just happened to be the wall. Okay.
I
No
was
fault
hoping
on
you'd
my part.
roll a nat 1 and break your hand.
I was
That's what
expecting it. I was expecting it. And then Chris was just like, well, he just broke through the wall, I guess. It's just like Plink was so excited to just get into tinkering, and then just like, boom.
Yeah, no. had her tools out, everything super big, winding again, boom. Oh, I have to put my way of tools in shame.
Well, that was a successful D&D comeback, at least.
Yeah. A lot of fun.
And I will do my best to
battles
try
done.
not to work on Sundays. It's just my schedule is very derpy.
Oh
That's
no,
fine.
that's totally fine. Mine's all over the place.
I mean,
as
with
well.
me trying to get a full-time job, my weekends will be probably the only days free, unless you guys are willing to go really late at night.
Yeah, I know Janine's schedule's gonna change, so...
So let's keep an ear out whose schedule's doing what soon, so we can get an idea of what days work best.
It just seems like the weekends are still going to be probably the best days we're going to
I
do.
mean, weekends, yeah, for me right now are generally the most consistent days I have off.
Mhm.
Because otherwise I don't get back from work until like 8:30 at night. And I don't know if I'd want to do a D&D session that late, or if
Yeah.
anyone of you guys can, because that's really late for you guys.
That's
during the
that's
week.
extremely late for Janine, too, as
Especially
well.
Janine.
Yeah.
Even though I know Janine does have a weird sleep schedule regardless.
From time to time, yeah. And then Jamie will just be really tired, so it's like that's not going to be possible. And especially like if I work,
no.
I won't be free until like probably like close to 7, because of like I need to go work, then eat, and then get ready.
Definitely the month
Yeah.
of September, or December, not doable.
The month of December, are we gonna have to take another month break?
No, I'm just saying if we want to like change the schedule, it's gonna have to be after December.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe
So
sometime
we'll
in January.
We'll keep trying what we're currently doing.
I mean,
This
we
month.
finally managed to get the session in at least.
Yeah,
I
and
will- I
it was a successful session.
Yeah, I will say, obvious thing is that I don't know if anybody else is out of town for Christmas or not, but we probably won't have a session that Sunday.
Yeah, no,
Christmas,
I'm
yeah.
not free that Sunday. That's when my
What?
family's getting together.
Yes, that
So
is
you-
mostly the reason, is so we could hang out with our families and
Everyone,
Try-
everyone,
try
everyone-
not to kill each other and
Everyone's actually having a life outside of just D&D. What?
I know, what is the
We
deal?
were for like 2 months.
Yeah.
I only had a week of having a life. Excuse me.
hey,
You have a child, and Lissa has work.
And Janine has school.
I have the wa.
I mean,
The wall.
the WA.
The WA.
The WA. Actually, I actually learned on the news just recently that it's a good thing that none of us are currently in Bellingham. We're Western, because apparently the whole place is literally flooded.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's awful up in Bellingham, and just Whatcom County in general is flooded everywhere.
Yeah, Chris and I would have been fine in our apartment technically, but we wouldn't have been able to go anywhere.
Yeah.
We would have been stuck without any way of getting food, water.
Maybe we would not have been.
Or
fine
water,
with it.
yes, but not food.
Yeah.
Because the places that we would have gotten food at would have been flooded.
That's true.
Yeah, same. Same
my-
with me.
my
I would have
part-
been fine at my apartment, but
My apartment might have been flooded because we were on the ground level or below ground level.
Actually, the western area is not terribly low. It's near the river or Iowa Street. That's close. That's pretty low. Iowa Street was bad.
Yeah, either way.
I'm surprised I didn't see more people on air mattresses, honestly.
Air mattress. I will never sleep on an air mattress for so long.
No, I wasn't meaning on sleeping on an air mattress. I mean riding one down the street.
riding an air mattress. Just imagine. Just like,
That's actually pretty common for flooding.
I've
seen it.
I've never seen anybody ride an air mattress down the stream.
Do I need to show you the memes from my hometown?
Yes,
I was gonna
please.
say, Nick, most of the areas we live have not flooded that badly. Like,
Yeah,
I grew
I've
up in-
never.
He's from the coast, so
I grew up on a floodplain.
Can you show me the pictures then? I can't believe you until I see proof.
I'm trying to remember. It was What? Okay, Chris. What year did you start?
Me? College?
Yeah.
2014.
Oh, Chris and I went to same year, really?
I graduated high school 2013, started
2015.
2013, 2014 year.
2014.
Oh, so you took like a year-ish off.
No, I didn't.
No, he
Did you-
graduated 2013. He started 2014.
I started the 2013-2014 school year.
Oh, 2013 school year. They started in fall of 2013.
Yes. I started a year before most of you.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, that's why I got confused. This and I started in 2014.
So
September.
let's see. I
Yep.
to get some good examples of what I'm used to.
I'm sure it's stuff I've seen on the
In
news.
terms of damage,
Yeah.
oh yeah, you would have seen a lot of this in damage.
That's a lot of damage.
Oh, damn.
That's
My last punch was a lot of damage.
Your last
Yeah, this
punch
is like,
decimated.
That's not uncommon to see.
Wow. That's like a landslide.
Yeah. Oh yeah, landslides are common, as is
Jamie,
what?
that's yours. Awesome.
Yeah, shielding. I'm just trying
Yeah,
to find a
that's
good
like
example of a
shielding.
place I live.
Really?
Oh, where are the memes?
Memes? Where's memes?
Oh yeah, no, there's lots of crazy memes for the... Yeah, stuff like... Oop, that's not what I posted, though. There it is.
I know.
I got very confused, it was at the same time.
I was just like, you said memes, and I was just like, oh, find memes. I find a baby laughing.
Aberdeen North.
Oh, that's a lot of potholes.
Yeah, that is...
Whoa, don't say potholes. Jamie can't take those.
That is true.
You're using a different definition.
There was,
Nick, why did our stream become a chat and chill?
At least you guys are in a better location that the weather is not that bad.
Well, it hasn't snowed yet, which is weird.
You guys are gonna have a snowstorm at some point.
Yes, probably.
I mean, there's already a ton of snow over in the East Coast.
Is there?
Janine was saying something about that.
Yeah, they're having snow, we're having rain, and then everywhere else is Gucci.
Gucci.
Or just Gucci.
Just Gucci's like, oh, you guys are handling everything. You guys are our wall of protection from all the weather. We're just chilling in the sun. I don't know. Everyone's on the coast, taking all the blunt force. And we're just all here. We've been getting non-stop flood
man,
warnings.
I actually cannot find the flood memes. It's kind of sad.
Fine.
It's like, hold on, you said like air mattress down the river?
Yeah, someone rolled an air mattress. Don't you do that one? Tired and alone.
Oh no! I just see a gif of a mattress on top of a mattress in the wind.
That one
But
with
yeah,
the
there are
yellow
places.
No, I oh no! I see gifs.
Oh my god. Someone did not time that down correctly.
No, they did not.
Not supposed to do that.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that, but they also didn't do this one correctly.
That one's better though.
It's a little bit better. I feel like these mattresses are just gonna fly off at some
I
point.
have a terrible joke with that last one.
I bet you
Yeah,
do. I had
same.
a tell with Oh, we all have bad jokes, and Jamie here is like, I can't find
I
flooding.
know they call it memory foam, but I didn't think it'd be that bad.
But yeah, no.
It's
Pretty
like
much.
a mating ritual.
The mattress is getting some action.
I didn't.
Hey, that mattress is preparing for what's gonna eventually happen later that day.
I'm sorry. I have seen this before and it's bad. That mattress is gonna be worn out before it's even used.
I thought it was gonna be extra stuffing after this one.
Terrible.
We're all terrible people. What do you expect? We were raised in an area where people make terrible jokes.
Oh no. This is actually... The jokes get dark.
Jamie, you lived in an area where the jokes get really dark.
Oh yeah, things get pretty dark. Let's see.
And yet you're the pun maker of everything.
The puns.
She's so punny. She's so punny.
I am very punishing.
Oh, no. It hurts.
I thought by now you've been married for her for years that you'd be used to her puns.
Can never get used to Jamie puns.
You can never.
I catch people off guard.
Unexpected.
I haven't heard a good Jamie pun in a while. I'm sorry. I need a good Jamie pun.
They don't come pretty much instantly.
It's out of left field, man.
There
They
we go.
come when they want. They're
I
not
trick or treat.
planned.
Here we go. Here's one. I have trick or treated at this. This is the house I have trick or treated at.
Nick, I have Torterra.
If Torterra?
Yeah, I chose Torterra.
That's not it.
I chose.
I'm not trick-or-treated there.
Simstar. Oh hey, look, it's the same potholes.
Sorry. Where did my trick or treat house go?
They have returned. The potholes have returned.
That's more than just potholes. That's
What are you calling it a pot
like
lane?
a sinkhole.
That's a pot lane.
Yeah, that actually happens. That's why some people can be late for school sometimes.
This is why it's better to just walk. Oh.
I've trick or treated there.
Alright, I've seen this exact picture. Oh
Do
my
they
gosh.
actually fish? Is there actual fishes through
Some
there?
people who give zero, Nick, some people who wear flip-flops in 3 feet of water. And shorts.
You just get used to it, man.
It literally,
Like,
unless
people
it's getting
here
into your
wear-
house, nobody
And you
cares.
know.
People are prepared for floods and power outages. You have enough food for a month in canned goods and you're good. And it'll sterno.
So basically what you're saying is that if you live in the flooded area, you basically, like, in that area, you're just gonna have to have a home non-stop every single time during raining season, just protection from floods.
Pretty much everything's built on stilts, whether it looks like it or not.
Well, that's
Yeah, you just
smart.
get used to the area you live in.
I would not want to live in a flooded area non-stop every
Oh
single
yeah,
day
no,
of my life.
the
never
houses
go
there
to
are
the
built
top.
about 2-3 feet off the ground minimum.
Actually, if they're on stilts, isn't there a point, potentially a time, where if it gets super flooded, the stilts will just cave out and the house will start floating down the river?
Yes. That actually does happen from time to time. In fact, those
Oh.
slides you saw were a result of just the landslide sweeping people's houses in the middle of the road.
Well, some people said they want to move. I guess they're getting a free move.
Mm-hmm. Too bad it took the house with them.
Yeah.
Hey, if they like the house, they can move with it. It's a
But
free
yeah,
move.
flooding in that area is so common that it's just a yearly occurrence between Thanksgiving and Christmas. Sometimes even as late as April. I actually almost missed going to school one year because this major flood hit. And it caused a landslide over... What?
Jesus.
Jamie
No,
just
no, no,
found
no,
something
no.
that she's confused about.
Baldwin?
Aldwin.
Alec Baldwin?
No. It's a street behind my street. I guess they built a bunch of houses on that street when I wasn't. Oh, since I've been home.
When was the last time you've been home?
Been a bit.
Few years.
Then there's plenty of time for people to just build houses. I mean, the population is getting bigger and bigger. Everyone's
Yeah,
getting...
it's actually getting huge. I'm pretty sure if Mom sold the land just for the land, she would make at least 80 with the warehouses even.
Oh my.
No, it's that desperate. Everyone who lived in Seattle's coming down south because now they could do distance work.
Yeah, work from home.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. And then you have to make sure that your like your house is not flooded.
Mm-hmm. You know, our house is built about 3 feet off the ground, even though it doesn't look like it. The main issue is not the flooding so much as how long the flooding lasts. The flooding, I've been stuck in a house for over 2 weeks. I'm not able to leave because the water wouldn't go below 3 feet. And it was almost getting into the house in places.
Wow. I didn't realize that it was that bad of flooding.
Yeah, no, if you live on a floodplain, that's something you have to keep in mind. It's always something important to check if you're buying a home, is if it's built on a floodplain, what precautions it has. That's actually why none of the places in the main town have basements.
I don't have a basement.
You want a basement?
Nope.
Actually,
Most
here what
places around here, Nick, don't have basements.
I
that's
want a
why.
basement. I want a basement. I want to have my own basement man cave, so everyone who comes into it just like
I mean, that would be hard, Nick. We're a real, because we're so rainy throughout the year.
I guess
Why
we
can't
could.
I
Just the type of soil we live on.
I can dream this, huh?
Yeah, there are places where you can get a basement. I'm just saying it's hard to find around here.
But I want a basement that I could just like come out of the darkness and just call out like a little creepy caveman. It's just like someone just calls for me. It's like food.
Yeah, I am one of those. God,
Yep.
How to put it? With the flooding, yeah. You'd think with the flooding they'd invest in better electrical systems, but they don't.
That town doesn't seem like it invests in much things outside of just basic safety.
New.
Basic safety is off the grid.
Basic safety's debatable. But from what I tell, it's hit and miss if it's getting better. Because people are moving in, they can't get away with as much anymore.
Ah.
But you can now, but it's one of the few places in the world you could actually find on a map.
Weird. Never realized
Whoa.
that.
You could look from a satellite image and actually see it. Because it is smack in the middle of the mouth of the harbor.
It's surrounded by water. You can't get out.
Actually, it's one of the safer places for a tidal wave because it has the isthmuses on each side of Westport and Ocean Shores that avoid getting, that will insulate it from getting too much of the incoming wave, but it will still get in trouble.
They're the only surviving town after a tidal wave. Dun dun dun.
Yeah, it's just, I still can't believe that some of the places I am seeing are actually still there.
Well, People are
We're looking at
stubborn and
memes.
still determined.
I like how we're looking at memes, but Twitch chat probably no idea what the heck's going on.
Nope, probably not.
With the memes.
Yeah, no one knows what's going on.
That is okay.
I mean,
It is just
That's fine. We're just describing it. It's all good.
describing a location in detail, but not enough detail to know where exactly you guys are, what we're looking at.
We've said the name.
I don't remember the name. I don't even remember where Jamie lives.
no. You used to live.
Where you used to live. Where you grew up with.
Yeah, I grew up in a weird place.
She grew up in the drug addict area.
I mean, so did Kyle.
That's true. Are you saying Kyle
I'm from
does?
the
Are you
South,
saying
man.
Kyle does drugs?
No.
No, no, far from
No.
it. No. Oh, this is a thing.
Mm.
Ooh, I like knowing things.
Depends on which ones you like to know things of.
What things?
Because if you just like in general like to know things, what
What
the frick is that? What is that? I can't tell.
Ugh.
What is that?
Modern art.
Ugh.
I thought that was a pet. That's an art?
That is a modern art installation.
I am now very concerned. Someone depicted an interesting looking frog alien in a jail. Okay then. Okay then.
Pardon the. Yeah, it is. Yeah, there's some weird. It's a weird place. If you've lived there for long enough, the Nirvana songs make total sense.
Oh,
Wait,
I
the
kid you not.
Nirvana sound?
If you've grown up in the Aberdeen area, a lot of the lyrics of the Nirvana songs will make scary amounts of sense.
Huh.
do
Alright.
you know any Nirvana songs, Nick?
I actually never really listened to a lot of Nirvana songs.
Well then.
I actually don't. I legit don't.
Might need to start listening to one now.
Dude, if
Yeah,
Kyle...
a lot of people say they don't make sense, but if you've grown up in the area and kind of seen it and kind of questioned it, it's like if you've grown up in the area, it makes scary amounts of sense.
Yeah.
It's like, I know Kyle, people say it's classics, but I literally don't really listen. I haven't really listened to a lot of Nirvana songs, if at all. I don't even know any of the lyrics.
Never too late to start.
Yeah, Nick.
It's never too late to start, but also it's never too late. So I can just keep going, not listening to them for the rest of my life.
My uncle would agree with you, actually.
See, it's never too late if you just...
Oh no, he just wasn't a fan.
Oh, so he doesn't like Nirvana.
No, he didn't like Nirvana.
I mean, it's the same thing. Like, I never really listened to a lot of Bob Marley songs, or if any.
Okay, more specifically, he was not a fan of the lead singer.
Kurt?
Yeah.
Her was pretty chill.
He didn't get along well with his family.
Oh, he actually knew the family? Wow,
Uncle
that's
Potter.
Uncle Potter. Wait.
Yeah, my Uncle Potter.
Oh, Potter.
You.
I heard Potter, and I was just like, Harry Potter?
Yeah.
Pooter.
Yeah, Uncle. Yeah, he was cool, but he didn't get along well with him or his mom.
Or his family, or anybody related to him.
No, Kurt didn't get along with his family.
Oh. Well,
And Uncle Potter didn't get along with him. Similar reasoning, because cousins.
Cousins. I gotcha. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, family's weird. I do no Stitch.
Stitch?
Sorry.
Wait, you said Stitch?
Yeah, I am working on.
Did she
Learn-
say family's weird?
Yeah, that family is weird.
Jamie, family is all you got when you're on the streets, racing cars, going at half mile, living by a quarter mile, or whatever.
Living by a quarter. Are you trying to quote Fast and the Furious now?
Yeah.
I
Like
ended
it-
Stitches.
That movie's not about racing anymore. Those movies.
It is
do.
about blowing stuff up.
It's a Michael Bay. It's Michael Bay. If Michael Bay actually directed it anymore.
It's a
It
Michael
is-
Bay car film.
Cars that blow up on a regular basis.
You know how many cars that they destroyed technically? Like if they actually destroyed all those cars, let's get those insurances go through the roof.
Technically it's a good way to make money, but at the same time, it's an expensive thing.
You know what's great?
What?
The advantage of being smart with your technology.
Making magnets that pull cars.
Using graphic effects to simulate destruction of a car instead of destroying a car.
That's true. Nowadays it's just cheaper and easier to just do that, but some people still like the practical effects.
It depends, I guess. Yay, I am getting progress done. Sorry, I have learned to hand knit. I have tried for 15 years to learn to knit, and now I've learned to hand knit. I can't use needles, but progress.
Woo!
Are
I
you
don't know if
knitting?
I'll ever be able to knit. I think I'll just stick with embroidery and call it good.
Jamie would be like 80 years old, like that grandma from yesterday from the Ace Attorney game. She would just Jamie would be that grandma in about 60 years.
Maybe a
I,
little less serious.
Yeah.
I am learning to. So far, I've learned to hand knit a scarf.
And knit a
that's
scarf.
cool.
What? Nani?
Yes. And I'm currently working on making scarves for people.
Make me a
That'll be
scarf.
fun.
Make me a scarf.
Wow,
I
no.
have a line of projects I still need to do. I have 3 scarves and 2 blankets still needing doing.
Yeah, your order will arrive in 2023.
Can I get
Oh,
a
no.
scarf? Can I get a towel? Can I get a shirt? And can I get some mittens with that? Size extra large.
I actually don't know if I could make that yet.
That might be a little much.
That
Yeah.
order will now not will delayed until 2050.
Yeah, I am not that good. I barely know how to do knitting. I am just doing a simple stitch.
Knitting's hard.
I can't use knitting needles. I just use the whole I cheat. I use the stitch saver to pull thread through.
Well, if it works, it works.
Yeep.
If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And hopefully it works, unless you make a very bad mistake, and then you're just gonna have to redo everything again.
I've done that. I had to restart this 5 times because Anthony was helping me count.
1, 2, 3, 7,
Rip.
10, 11.
No, not quite like that. More like 1, 2, 3, 4. Rip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rip. I'm gonna yank this cord now.
I was like, Anthony.
Oh, now I'm down to 5 stitches. Thank you, honey.
I wonder where he takes after his father or his mother's destruction.
Yeah, he has double dose of destruction. and chaos and wah, and I love him.
That child is full of chaos. I mean, at least you love him, yes, but he's full of chaos. He will destroy everything. Like when Jamie eventually gets that, like beanbag, sleeping Snorlax, he's gonna destroy that.
I kind of do want to get that, but that is something that's way out of league.
That's like, do you even have space for it?
No.
It's huge.
Yeah, we are not with the fact that we are getting Anthony his own chair. Because he is stealing our chairs.
I just imagine Chris trying to sit down. Anthony just steals his chair, and Chris just falls down on the ground.
Sounds right.
I dropped the stitch. Did I? Nope, I didn't drop it. I just need to grab it. Cool.
Don't drop the ball. Don't do that.
Oh
yet.
no, dropping a stitch is not fun. Then you have to possibly go back rows and rows to get it. But yes, fingers crossed that they like their scarf.
I'm sure they will. I'm sure it'll turn out good.
Everyone should.
Fantastic.
So far it's turning out pretty well. I've tightened up my stitches so now that instead of being all loose, you can barely put a finger through the scarf.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be a nice, tight, warm scarf.
That sounds wonderful.
Yeah, the beginning's a bit loose, but I've improved.
You know what? Once you make a couple of them, you'll be golden.
Yeah, you could already tell by the stitches that I've gotten a lot better.
Well,
So
good.
that's good.
It's always nice to see progress.
That's true, yeah. It's like the more practice you get, the better you'll be.
Yes, and fingers crossed I might try to eventually learn how to actually use proper tools, but
Proper
I do
tools.
not know about... Yeah, because I actually don't know how to use the proper tools, I just know how to replicate the stitches.
Jamie, do you want to go to bed soon?
Yeah, because I still need to get up early.
I should probably head out soon too.
Yep, that's fine. I was just waiting for Carl to go live, and he is live, so I can raid him.
Raid.
Raid.
We're
Still there.
Yep.
Raid him.
Let's raid him right now. Chris, give me a raid message.
Let's go.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Yippee-ki-yay, mother. Yippee-ki-yay, mother.
Right Jirachi for life.
Jirachi for life.
Troll.
Jirachi for life. There we go. I got it.
Hey.
Jirachi for life. That's my raid message. Alright. Well, quick ending. Quick shout outs. Thank you for watching. D&D will come back another time. We don't know when.
Yeah.
When we are all available for it.
D&D
Hopefully.
and whatever the heck we were just doing.
Hopefully next week.
I'm hoping
But
next week. I had fun this week.
Yeah,
I'm
Yep.
glad I was helpful, even if I was just a wall at times.
I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah.
sorry that Plink got traumatized from all the beheadings.
I think it will take more than a few beheadings to traumatize Blink at this point.
Tentacle arms. I'm sure she's used to it by now.
Yep. Well,
No, she's blown herself up more than one time.
well, that's it. Just shout outs, Discord, updates later. Hope to see you guys later. This Saturday, I'm doing Imposter Factory. Hope to see you guys there. All right, let's go say bye. Hi to Carl. See ya.
Yeah, hello, Carl.
Wait, not there yet, Jamie.
Oh, did I do it too soon?
Yeah. Give me a second. Now you can do it.
Okay. Hi, Carl.